and welcome to Oahu, one of the 8 Hawaiian islands, as the Rainbow Warriors, they won the West Division in the Mountain West last week. Welcome in the Black Knights of Army. Not along the banks of the Hudson tonight, we are along the banks of the Pacific Ocean. Great to have you with us for the final college football game of the season here on CBS Sports Network, and a good matchup we've got in store. Good morning if you're in the East. Good evening wherever you're at. Not in the East. Ross Tucker, Ben Holden, so good to be with you. And aloha from Hawaii. Ross, great to be with you. And fun to call this one. It's a game with contrasting styles. Hawaii, of course, with a run and shoot. Army with their triple option. What gives?
Well, they couldn't be more different. That's one of the things that's awesome about college football. Hawaii will chuck it all around, get the ball out of their hands quickly. Army, we know what they do, ground and pound.
Yeah, no question about it. So a week ago, Hawaii beat San Diego State. They miss a field goal. They win the West. They're still at a point, though, in their season. They've dealt with some sickness this week. We're not sure who's going to start, but they got 2 good ones at quarterback.
It's such a unique situation. Cole McDonald on the left, Chevin Cordero on the right. They both play almost every week. If the one guy's struggling, they put the other one in. You don't see it very often, especially with a championship team, but it's working for them.
It certainly is, and what else is working for the Rainbow Warriors is their defense, specifically the last 2 games, partner.
Well, it's crazy. Look at the numbers. Before the last 2 games, they've given up over 40 points, 4 of the previous 5. They've been locked down the last 2 weeks when they had to have it to cement that division championship.
They've come up big indeed for Nick Rolovich and his team. We shift our attention now to Jeff Monken. This is a must-win game for Army if they want to go to a 4th straight bowl. They've got to have this game here tonight, and it starts with their leader, their captain, Kelvin Hopkins Jr.
Well, I have so much respect for Kelvin Hopkins. A couple weeks ago, they're playing VMI. He's the backup quarterback. Jabari Laws gets hurt. He goes out there, and all he does is rush for a career-high 208 yards all over the field. It showed more speed than I even realized he had. He also had an awesome game last year against Hawaii when he ran for 100 yards and a couple touchdowns, threw for over 150 yards. He's going to have to play that well again tonight.
Certainly will. Jeff Monken, his coaching career started right here in this stadium. He was a grad assistant here from 89 to 90. We're going to get into the story as we go along here this morning, tonight, whatever you want to call it. There are many layers. Nick Rolovich, 4th year, he still holds 8 records as a quarterback in his playing time here. He's resurrected and brought back that run and shoot we talked about.
Right, well, he played for June Jones and ran the run and shoot. Now he's back coaching it, and it's really helped get this Hawaii program to another level.
All right, so the weather here in Honolulu, we know everyone's jealous. We're here on this gig, and we got to sign this game. We get it, folks. 79. For those along, as I like to say, the banks of the Hudson, where Army calls home, 24 degrees. Don't worry, everybody. Most of us will be back in that lousy weather you're dealing with in West Point in a couple days. You won't. You're going to Maui for a week.
Yeah, I'm staying for a few days. I feel like you're just rubbing it in now at this point.
Me? I wouldn't do that.
What an environment. This is awesome.
It's great. Great to have you with us here tonight from Aloha Stadium. Artis Hobbs, 32. Brandon Walters, 27, back deep. A big turnout of Army fans. Big Army base here on Oahu, and good turnout here on a Saturday night / morning. So Hawaii won the toss. They deferred. Ryan Meskel will kick it away. And toe meets leather, and the ball game is underway. Hobbs waving for the fair catch. Army will have it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. That'll bring out Kelvin Hopkins and the high-powered Army rushing attack. Our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Found a Chick-fil-A on the island or not?
I have not searched one out yet. No, I have not.
On a serious note, Kelvin Hopkins Jr., great 2 weeks ago. He didn't even play the full game, and he set a career high for rushing.
Well, and I mentioned it earlier, you know, he had really been relegated to backup duty. Jabari Laws had kind of won the job, but Kelvin Hopkins told us before the VMI game, I will be ready, and boy, was he ever.
He certainly was. Sandon McCoy lined up at the fullback spot. They fake the toss, pressure up the middle. Hopkins on the run. He's got a man wide open, caught over midfield. Kel Walker downfield blocking, and Artis Hobbs trying to take it in. He's forced out of bounds near the 5-yard line. That tricky Brent Davis.
That is exactly when you want to run some type of bootleg play action. Everything's going left. A nice block by Harrison, and he gets the ball down the field. Look how open Hobbs was, and then like these Army skill guys do, Kel Walker downfield buying them 15, 20, 25 more yards. Army already in a goal-to-go situation.
A 69-yard pickup for Artis Hobbs, who, of course, Army fans will remember had an 80-yard touchdown reception against Morgan State. McCoy's in the backfield. And McCoy right up the gut, and a good job by Hawaii's front. Not a whole lot there, brings up 2nd down and goal here.
Hawaii really struggled earlier in the season against Air Force, but obviously they've been playing much better on the defensive side of the ball since then. You see the Army starting lineup at the bottom. They've had 10 different offensive linemen start, but Jackson Deaton at left guard, J.B. Hunter at right tackle, both back in the lineup after battling through injuries most of the season.
Yeah, and Army's had a couple of weeks to heal up and get better and get healthy. Their run game certainly got healthy the last couple of games they played.
Unbalanced line to the left for Army. 3 linemen to the left of the center.
2nd and goal. Sandon McCoy looking for a seam. We mentioned at the outset how good Hawaii's defense has been playing. They're doing a pretty good job here. 3rd and goal coming up. Corey Beckley made the stop.
2 really impressive sticks by the Hawaii defense. Sandon McCoy is 225, 230 pounds both times. When he got to the Hawaii defender, he got stoned. Usually the Army fullbacks are able to plow through for a couple extra yards. It did not happen.
3rd and goal. Both of these teams, they love to go for it on 4th down if we get there.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory for the Black Knights.
100%. McCoy behind Hopkins Jr. The toss to McCoy. McCoy's got a block and he's got a touchdown. Army marches right down and scores to take the early lead, a 3-yard run for number 3. 144 on the drive, 4 plays, 75, 69 Ross on the pass to Hobbs.
Well, back-to-back inside runs didn't work, so they get McCoy on the edge. Really nice blocks on the perimeter. Hawaii was so geared up to stuff the inside run, whether it was quarterback or the fullback dive, so instead they went around it, got those blocks in the perimeter, and Army gets a touchdown so they can play with a lead like they love to do.
Yeah, in the meeting last year, it was Hawaii that took less than 2 minutes to go down the field via the pass with Cole McDonald, and here in 2019, it's Army using the pass to set up the run by Sandon McCoy. David Cooper on out of the hole to Potter, and Cooper able to bend it through there just around that right upright. So Sandon McCoy and Hobbs and Hopkins Jr. all take a seat on the bench. And an injured Army player down on the field. After that point after.
It's Mason Kolinchak.
Yeah, it is. You're right. So I think it's Stokes.
It's 2 56s for Army.
Yeah. They're going to tend to Nick Stokes, and we'll take a timeout. Army on top early here in Hawaii, 7-0. Long, 13-16 remaining in the opening quarter as we look back at the touchdown by Sandon McCoy.
Take a look at both Kel Walker as well as Zach Psalm. It's going to be a toss crack that way. Tight end and halfback get key blocks on the perimeter. It's one of the things I love about Army football is the skill guys getting out in front and leading on a touchdown like that. Terrific crack to seal the edge. And then both Psalm and Walker got those key blocks in the perimeter. That's a relatively easy touchdown for the Black Knights.
Well, for Sandon McCoy, his team leading 9th touchdown on the ground. What a year he's had. The development we've seen doing most of Army's games, if not all of them, has been really impressive to see. And Army set to kick it away. Landon Salyers has it teed up at the 35. You got Lincoln Victor, number 85, back deep for Hawaii. Just underway here at Aloha Stadium. Victor calls for the fair catch inside of the 5-yard line. And we'll see this Rainbow Warrior offense. It can be very, very dangerous. Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Taking a look now at their young man out of St. Louis High School right here on the island of Oahu, Chevin Cordero.
Really made a name for himself earlier this season against San Jose State. Over 300 yards passing, 50 yards rushing, was Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. They kind of use these guys interchangeably. If things are going well, Cordero will stay in. If it's not, they'll bring in Cole McDowell. It's almost like a relief pitcher.
Yep. So Dayton Ferruta lined up in the backfield to the right of Cordero. He is a big young lad at 260 pounds, and this is what they do. They get it out of there quickly. That one caught by Cedric Bird. There was some question in our meetings yesterday, not only with Bird, but with many players. Nick Rolovich saying the flu went through his team. Bird gets the nod here tonight.
Yeah, several guys were confirmed to have the flu. They thought more than 10 guys had the flu going around, but it looks like most of them are here and ready to go.
Just a 1-yard pickup there on that pass. Bird came into this game 73, now 72 yards from 1,000 yards this season. Cordero, the fake, now fires over the middle, caught at the 40. They're speedy and shifty, and a nice tackle made in the open field by Morrison there on Bird, but a first down for Hawaii.
Bird is in the slot. You see him unencumbered run off the line. He's working against Elijah Riley, who's actually playing a different position tonight. Army trying to get Riley in position to make plays and not just play the boundary corner. He's actually playing the rush position, so he's lined up there on the slot, got twisted around a little bit. You don't see that very often from number 23.
Had 3 tackles in that classic game last year at Mikey Stadium between these two. 20-yard pickup there from Cordero to Bird. Cordero back again, stands in, dumps it off. This one caught near midfield, and it's caught once again by Cedric Bird. I mentioned came in 73 from 1,000 yards this season. Off to a good start here.
5th in the country with 83 receptions.
Yes.
I don't know what he is now, but he's got 86.
That's right. Offensive coordinator Brian Smith telling us yesterday, he said he really understands our offense better than anyone on it.
Yeah, he knows where to sit down against the zones. He knows how to create separation when it's man.
2nd down and 5 here. Hawaii on the Army side of the field from the 49. It's handed off here to Miles Reed, and Reed with a big pickup, still going inside of the 25 for Hawaii. First down, Rainbow Warriors. Tackle made by Cedric Cunningham.
It's just inside zone. It's going to go to your left side of your screen. Nice double team on the nose tackle. Stoddard at the point of attack, and Reed able to make Velez miss and pick up extra yardage. There can be some huge seams when you go against a run and shoot offense like this. You are so spread horizontally. A lot of times you don't even have 5 guys in the box. And when Cordero's a threat and puts the ball in the belly like that, you are outnumbered on defense.
24-yard pickup for Miles Reed. Entered this game their top yardage man and rushing touchdown leader as well. He remains in the game here. 1st and 10 for Cordero. Got time, good protection, going to the end zone, taking a shot for Smart, and incomplete, cover there by Javari Bordeaux. Let's take a look at the rest of the Rainbow Warriors on our iBar, bottom of your screen. Starting lineups are brought to us by Chick-fil-A. We've seen Cordero, we've seen Cedric Bird. Who else grabs your eyes?
Jason Matthew Sharsh, number 3, the former walk-on, 10 catches, 95 yards last week. And I thought it was interesting, the coaches said, look, he's become way better than we ever thought he would.
Yeah.
And that was quite the compliment. He has worked himself into being this kind of player.
Former walk-on. He is from right here in Honolulu. Spent some time at a junior college in California, Santa Barbara City. Cordero avoids the pressure, takes a shot. Riley back there on the coverage on Cedric Bird. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Army will be sending a lot of pressure. Watch 53, Eric Smith come. And a nice job by Ferruta to chop him down. You know, when they got that much momentum going, Ben, you're better off going low like that. Because if you try to just stone him, he's got a 7-yard running at you.
Yep.
He's going to knock you back into the quarterback's lap. you're better off, even though Feruta's a big guy, you're better off going low like that, chopping him down at the knees and using his momentum against him.
3rd and 10, Hawaii 48% on 3rd down this season. Reed behind Cordero. Hand off to Reed. Army does a good job getting over there on the backside. It was Malcolm Morrison, who has had one heck of a freshman year. He is a direct to West Point, meaning no prep school. Great play here.
Watch the right side of your screen. Army's going to bring some pressure. They're going to come flying in. Everybody gets to slant that way because here comes Morrison unblocked. Credit John Luce, the defensive coordinator, with the aggressive call there on 3rd and long, not knowing what might come, and it paid off.
So here's Ryan Meskel, the product of Gold Coast, Australia. In his last 3 games, he has just 1 attempt. A miss at UNLV from 35. This one from 42, and he puts it through. So both teams have had the football once. Each team scored. Army on top of Nick Rolovich, and Hawaii 7-3 early in the first.
We believe.
On Thanksgiving night, had a great time out here in Hawaii. Came in on Tuesday to get his team adjusted. As we all know, it's not an easy trip out here, and the body clock can be thrown off relatively quick, but he feels his team is ready to go.
It's funny, yesterday we were talking with Coach Monken. He said, I'm still not sure I'm totally with it, but the young guys are, the players are. That's more important.
Yep, exactly, 100%. And it'll be 1st and 10 Army from the 25 here, as Walters let that one go. Let's look back to the opening drive, Ross. It was impressive for the Black Knights.
Well, and it started on 1st down with the play-action pass. Hobbs was wide open. Hopkins got him the ball down the field. He got a good block from Kel Walker to get inside the 10-yard line, and then they went wide. Terrific crack pitch there. And some of the Army skill guys showcasing their blocking skills on the edge. They get a chance to play with the lead, which has been a problem this year. They haven't had as many leads as they had the last couple years.
You are right about that, partner. Connor Slumka's in the ball game at fullback for Army. Both hands in the ground, straight ahead. Slumka and McCoy, no negative yardage plays this season entering this game. They get 3 on that for Slumka. We take a look at the Hawaii defense brought to us by Chick-fil-A. Who do you like? Who grabs your eyes out of this group, Ross?
Well, that guy right there, Solomon Matautia, he leads him in tackles with 64. Watching that San Diego State tape from last week, he was flying around making plays. He's impressive.
Played last year along with Jelani Tavai, now the Detroit Lions. They were both very good in that game. Heavy shot delivered there, but Walker breaks it and took a couple of more, and a tough run on a Kel Walker to move the chains for Army.
Man, we talk so much about Kel Walker's speed.
Yeah.
How about the power? He's shown it as a blocker. Quick pitch there from Hopkins. Watch this. That was a collision right there with Okeke, and Walker got the better of it, spun off it, and got 1st down yardage.
Not 1, but 2 blocks on that opening drive. Doing it all is Kel Walker. Hopkins Jr. has it. And a block from McCoy. Hopkins Jr. slips through there. Downfield, weaving and bobbing his way. Inside of the 30-yard line goes Hopkins Jr. He was taken down by Rojestamon Ferris. 1st down, Army.
Probably my favorite play Army runs. Lead option left. Watch the fullback, Santa McCoy. He will lead for Hopkins. McCoy always gets a good block. Oh, McCoy knocked the one guy into the other one. That was unbelievable. And then downfield, he even got a nice block from Michael Roberts. Sandon McCoy without the football is fun to watch.
That is what you hear from every coach that plays against this Army unit. They are physical and just flat out tough. You would expect them to be, and they are.
The time change, the weather, whatever it is, has not impacted Army. They were getting off to a fast start.
Yes.
But they got to finish here. They got a real chance now to get up by double digits if they can cash in on this.
Yep. As you said a moment ago, they've not been in the position they are right now, scoring early, having leads, especially those double-digit leads. Look at the Hawaii defenders. 2nd and 7, 7.5 to play in the opening quarter. Hopkins Jr. to McCoy. 2 there to greet him. Short pickup there for Sandon McCoy, the product of Kannapolis, North Carolina.
And when people ask me what's the biggest difference between Army this year and last year, one of them is that they have not been as effective with the fullback dive. It felt like last year with Davidson and Woolfolk, it was 3 to 5 yards. This year it feels like it's 2 to 3. That's a big difference in this offense.
Huge play here. You hear the crowd into it. Good turnout here at Aloha Stadium. 3rd and 5. McCoy in the backfield. Hopkins Jr. is going to keep it. McCoy the block. And Hopkins Jr., who's so good at keeping his feet moving. They're going to be short just over the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and short.
Very likely to go for it again. That's what the analytics will tell them on 4th and about a yard. I'm a little surprised Hopkins didn't take that outside. Not sure he trusts his speed as much as he should. He showed he can run pretty well against VMI. I thought they had the edge there on Sandon McCoy's block, and that Hopkins should have taken that out wide.
Army 72% on 4th down this season. They're 23 at 32. McCoy in the backfield. Hopkins Jr.'s got an opening, and he's got the 1st down. And they're giving progress, I believe, to the 18 is where they needed to get.
It's close based on that spot. I thought he got it, but they're going to measure. I'm not sure he got a very favorable spot.
I'm with you on that. Let's look back.
Lead option to the right. Gets hit there.
Yes, that is close.
He was right at about the 18. I think the spot's probably right there.
Yeah. If that's the spot, they've got it. By about the nose of the ball. As the drama continues. Oh, they got about a length of the ball. 1st down, Army. Keeping the drive alive.
Both these teams go for it a lot on 4th down. It's not just an Army thing. Hawaii goes for it on 4th down all the time as well. So get used to that. If you like teams that aren't afraid to gamble, aren't afraid to go for it on 4th down. And really, Ben, I think that would be the point. It really isn't gambling. It really is playing the probabilities.
It's what they do.
It's really what you should do.
Yeah. So many percentages in this game, and I like to see teams do that. Takes guts. Hobbs in motion. Press it out. Toss. Now they're looking to throw it back. It's Walker, and Hawaii not fooled at all. Nice work in there, making the play.
And Kel Walker's got to throw that away. I mean, watch. It's a pass all the way. When you see McCoy offset and Walker at fullback, as soon as they pitch it here, you can tell he's going to throw it. But Cam Harrison's covered well. He didn't feel the confidence to throw it back to Kelvin Hopkins. But what Jeff Monken told him after the play is you got to throw it away. I mean, he's got to throw that football away, because especially in Army's offense, that makes it extraordinarily tough for them to get a 1st down now at 2nd and 16.
Loss of 6. Slumka's in the backfield. Toss to Connor. Slumka got a convoy of blockers. Good job by Slumka, the senior, to pick up some yardage on the edge there. Zach Wilson on the stop.
Definitely more success on the edge than they're having between the tackles right now. This is kind of what Air Force did to them. Air Force had a field day against Hawaii. It was all kinds of toss crack plays getting on the edge. Army's had their most success so far when they've gotten to the perimeter.
7-yard pickup for Slumka. 3rd and 9 coming here for Army. Hawaii's defense the last 2 games giving up less than 10 points a game. Hopkins Jr. still got it. Cuts inside. Oh, he took a heavy shot. Heavy shot did Connor Slumka there, and it was Sam Akuteu who made the hit.
Going to fake the dive to Sandon McCoy, then they're running the option, and that was really well played because they had a nice job on the pitch man Walker, and then Bethley, the safety, number 5, came flying up. So Hopkins made the right read. I don't think he was expecting Bethley, the safety, to be right there and have him.
So here's David Cooper, 2 of 3 on the season. A 32-yard attempt out of the hole to Zach Potter. Cooper flirting with that right upright again, and he got it. 10-3 Army. That point after he kicked earlier in the same area, but he was able to get it through, and Army extends it to a 7-point lead.
Oh, great presentation, Tim.
McDonald got time, fires, and the end zone broken up. Christensen got over there. Jay Bateman calls him a rock star. He's a rock star now after that one. That was on 4th and 8 with a minute left last year, and there are the two. Cole McDonald on the right, and Cole Christensen on the left there with Jeff Monken. Christensen in that game. He had just 2 tackles, but he had the biggest play of the game for Army defensively. No question, it was an amazing finish.
He has been very fun for me to watch the last couple years in the Army games that I've done. He is very, very impressive. Going to have to make a number of plays throughout this game. He's going to have to make a bunch of tackles in space.
So Army capping an 11-play, 60-yard drive. Took just over 6 minutes. 6:14, 32-yard field goal by Cooper as Lincoln Victor is going to bring this one out. He can burn. Victor finds an opening. Victor out across the 40. And a great return for Lincoln Victor to set up Hawaii.
The Hawaii coaches love Lincoln Victor. Quarterback in high school, state champion, Washington State. He's only a true freshman, but you see the juice he has. Coaches said he is super competitive. Look how fiery he is. You know, sometimes true freshmen come in and they don't realize they're only a freshman.
Yeah.
And Victor's one of those guys.
Better, right?
They don't know any better.
Right. 37-yard return there, Ross. And averaging 22.6 a return coming into the game. Setting up Chevin Cordero on the Hawaii offense in great field position. On the ground, the speedy Miles Reed bursting through there. Reed still on his feet. Inside of the 25-yard line. What a run. 2 big plays from the Rainbow Warriors.
Well, they just got caved in on the backside there. Watch Patterson right here, and what happens to him? The D lineman. He gets knocked back and then knocked down, and when that happens, there's going to be a gigantic hole. What a block by Elm Manning, the left tackle for Hawaii, probably their best offensive lineman, only a true sophomore. He showed how quick and athletic he is to get in Patterson's body before he dumped it.
So he stepped out of bounds at the 26, a gain of 30. 3 for 54 so far for Reed, not a bad average. Cordero back to throw, open man, Sharsh, he's got it, into space, into the end zone! Touchdown Hawaii! 26 yards, lightning fast for the Rainbow Warriors. And they're a point after away from tying this baby up.
What a juke by Jason Matthews Sharsh. He's going to be coming from the right side of your screen. Watch what he does to Jalen McClinton after he catches his pass. Watch this move right here. Whoop, right there.
Oh, boy.
Puts his right foot in the ground. These Hawaii receivers are electric. They're not big, but watching them on tape, I can't tell them apart. They're all quick as can be.
Hawaii 5-0 on that one, right down the middle as Meskel ties the game. 2 plays, 56 yards in 50 seconds, capped off on the touchdown pass from Cordero to Sharsh. And we got a good one here in the Islands, tied at 10. We're in Honolulu at Aloha Stadium, 10-10 game. Sharsh with a touchdown catch there and a very quick drive for Hawaii. It was all set up by the return by Lincoln Victor as we look back at the touchdown, Ross.
Watch Malcolm Morrison, number 2 for Army. He's got Jason Matthews Sharsh man-to-man. He's going to drive on it when he thinks Matthews Sharsh is going outside. Watch, he drives on it, whoop, comes right back in, and then another quick cut right there. Call that a jerk route like that when you look like you're going out and you come right back in. And Jason Matthews Sharsh is off to a hot start in this game again.
Third touchdown reception of the season for Sharsh. Fair catch called for by Walters. 1st and 10 Army from the 25. Well, at this pace, we might be looking at some of the other scores around the college football world today. We're very high scoring. 20 points already here in the opening quarter. Armed Forces football proudly supported tonight, this morning, anytime by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. See the Army turnout. The Army went to Pearl Harbor on Thanksgiving. Still all the guys telling us, hey, it's a business trip. They got to win this game. Army does to have any chance to keep hope alive to make a 4th consecutive bowl. One of 7 teams in the country that have won their last three bowl games each of the last 3 years. Here's Hopkins Jr. now. There's the pitch outside into the hands of Walker. And Kel Walker. Good pick up there on 1st down. Zach Wilson forced him out.
Same theme so far that Hawaii had against Air Force, which is that they are struggling on the perimeter. Army is consistently getting to the edge and picking up big chunks of yardage. That's 7 yards right there. And they really needed Zach Wilson, number 20, to make a nice tackle. Otherwise, it would have been more.
Air Force put 353 yards on him. The game you're referring to. Slumka gets it, goes straight ahead, and Connor Slumka, the senior, picks it up out to the 36-yard line. Army averaging 9.6 per play. Hawaii 11.9.
Just an inside dive here for Army. Hawaii has 9 guys up there right near the line of scrimmage. Just so funny, when Army's on defense, they have 5 guys in the box. Right. Hawaii almost has 9 guys in the box. This is as different as you can be.
Yep.
Another unbalanced set here, with Army having 3 linemen to the left of the center, and Hawaii's not adjusting.
Sandon McCoy checks in after Slumka started the drive as the fullback. And a pretty good run here, and it's close to another 1st down. That'll work all night long for any team. Picking up 9 on 1st down.
I love when they run this inside trap. Watch the right guard, Dean Powell. He's going to come and trap, and Sandon McCoy goes right off his butt. Watch. Boom, boom, right up the middle.
Yeah.
Good back block by the center. Noah Knapp. Good kick out by Dean Powell. And both of those guys are young guys. You're talking about a couple of sophomores that should be entrenched in the starting lineup here at Army for years.
9-yard pickup. Try to get the first, and they do. To the 49-yard line goes Sandon McCoy. Inside of a minute to go, and a very entertaining 1st quarter here so far.
The Hawaii coaches were optimistic that they would be able to defend it a lot better than they did against Air Force.
Yeah.
Number 1, their defense is playing a lot better, in particular their run defense. Number 2, it's the 2nd time some of their young guys on the defensive side of the ball, like Mausau, have seen this stuff.
Kelvin Hopkins Jr. takes a look to the sideline. The clock under 5 for Army. 10 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Likely be the final play of the quarter. As the stop was made there by the big defensive lineman, Sam Akuteu. And that's the end
of the 1st quarter.
Of the opening quarter here from Aloha Stadium. Surf's up. Scoring's up. Both these teams putting on a show here. 10-10 after 1 here in Honolulu. We'll be back right after this. Back in alongside Ross Tucker. My name is Ben Holden. Bill Thayer, our producer. Michael Frank, our director. Tom Wicks, our AD, and all of our outstanding crew. Rich Gaynor up in the booth with us, spotting and statting tonight. Here's a pitch now. Big opening. Sandon McCoy on his horse. Inside of the 15. Down to the 10. Huge pickup for Army. They're in business now. OKK forced him out of bounds.
You only get big plays in the option. Watch the right side of your screen when your receiver is blocked. Watch 88 Cam Harrison right here. Driving,
Yes.
hands inside. That is just so well done. Because a lot of times when a receiver gets in space like that, Ben, they get their hands outside, they get called for a holding penalty. That was excellent, and McCoy can gallop a little bit.
He was galloping. 40-yard pickup. Army in business now. Hopkins Jr. on 1st and goal. Able to pick up 2, maybe 3 on the run was Kelvin.
So, Ben, I love the NFL, and I'm glad I played in it.
Yes.
But you don't have this in the NFL.
No.
You don't have one team running the run and shoot,
yeah,
and the other team running the option.
Yeah,
I mean, this is so fun,
yep,
so different, so unique.
There's no secrets. I mean, everyone's got tape. You know what's coming. You see Corey Batoon, the defensive coordinator for Hawaii.
And they're both so hard to defend,
yes,
in such different ways.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 100% McCoy back in the game behind Hopkins Jr. Army with a 3-wide set. Hopkins Jr. hands off, touchdown McCoy. Sandon McCoy is second of the night. This one, a 7-yard run to the end zone, and Army takes the lead back. 16-10 with a point after coming up.
It was that inside trap again, Ben.
Yep.
We used to call that 2-dive back in high school, where you just have, this time it'll be Deaton. Watch, he pulls, boom, right there.
That is now 10 touchdowns on the season for Sandon McCoy. His 3rd of the season with at least 2. Of course, it was against UMass. He had the hat trick of touchdowns. You saw Kelvin Hopkins Jr. coming off there with a little hitch in his giddy up there. And they're talking to him as Cooper comes on and tacks on the point after. And it's 17-10. And Army back on top.
Inside trap, Jackson Deaton, terrific back block by Powell. And Brent Davis is fired up, and he should be. Army gets another touchdown on the board.
Army on top here early in the second. Army's had it 3 times. They've scored on every drive. And the most recent one, 7-yard run for Sandon McCoy, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. 8 plays, 75, and 3 minutes and 53 seconds. The time of that one, he took us to break there, showed Brent Davis. He was fist pumping like he normally is. He asked us yesterday, he said, give my mom, Barbara, a shout out. She's watching the game from St. Simmons Island, Georgia. So, Barbara, hope you're enjoying the broast.
That is awesome.
Your son's doing well so far.
My mom told me it's too late. She's going to DVR it. She'll watch it tomorrow morning.
Well, it is almost 1:30 in the morning. My mom watches every single game I do throughout the course of the year, and she's DVRing it, I think. I don't know. She might text me and tell me she's up.
Oh, man.
What a game. This has been fun so far.
There's a lot of people up and watching right now. I got people blowing up social media.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people watching us. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying up and watching us.
Absolutely.
We got a ball game here tonight.
A great one. Good to have you with us wherever you're watching, and we're around the world on Armed Forces Network here tonight. Here's a return. They're going to bring this thing out, and it's out over the 20-yard line. So they decide not for the fair catch that time around. Join our NFL experts as they break down all of this week's games and give their latest analysis from a quarterback's point of view. Watch NFL Monday QB at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. All right, so Hawaii's turn now. They've scored on both of their drives.
And it almost feels like it's tennis.
It does.
And the first person that gets a stop and breaks serve is going to have a chance to win the set.
I like that analogy. Working a tennis reference in. I love it.
That's about the extent of my tennis knowledge right there, just so you know. Federer's good.
Well, if they score, it'll be deuce. And sliding down is Cordero as Christensen came in to finish him off there, just shy of the 30. They're actually going to spot him down about the 28-yard line.
Pretty good coverage. You'll see Army has 2 deep safeties, and they're going to run off. That's a zone coverage there. And everything was covered up pretty good, but that's one of the things Cordero brings to the table. You know, Cole McDonald's fast.
Yes.
And he can run.
Yeah.
But Cordero looks to do it more often.
McDonald's more the straight line guy. Faruta's in at running back. Timed in high school in the 100 at 11 seconds. He had some big runs in the game last year at Mikey Stadium. Slinging, it's caught. And Bordeaux flings down the receiver. It is caught by Jared Smart, the son of former Indiana hoop star Keith Smart, now coaching with the New York Knicks. Basketball wasn't really his thing. He chose to go the football route, and he's off to a good start here in Hawaii.
I still remember his dad making that shot.
In Syracuse.
I'll never forget.
Yep.
Syracuse had like Ronnie Cycli and Derek Coleman, Sherman Douglas, and they still lost to Jared Smart's dad.
Yep.
And the Indiana Hoosiers.
87, they won 74-73 on that shot by his father. Here's here's the big boy, Dayton Ferruta. Reminds me a little bit of former Army running back Darnell Woolfolk as Ellington made the tackle for Army. There's a look at Dayton Ferruta. And the story he is, second game of the year. He broke his leg, came back last week. They used him on special teams, and he is a load to handle.
5'11", 250. You know, he especially helps, too, in blitz pickup, Ben.
Yeah.
Army loves to blitz their linebackers, and he's got a chance to stone them with his size and leverage.
He remains in the game to the left of Cordero. Pressure coming from Smith. He picked it up right there on cue. That ball incomplete. As they look there to Jason Matthews-Sharsh. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Watch Ferruta again every time when it's pass protection. He knows how to step up there, and that time Eric Smith had to slow it down a little bit. He didn't want to just run full speed because he didn't want to get cut blocked again.
Yeah.
And he knows Ferruta's strong enough to actually stone him. This is a big opportunity here for Army. They got to find a way on some of these 3rd downs to get a stop and get off the field.
Cordero 5 of 8 for 61 and a touchdown. Hawaii entering the game 48% on 3rd down. They need 5. They clock down, they get it away. Ferruta not gonna get there. Eric Smith got to him and got a hat on him early. What a play by Smith.
So well played, and Hawaii likes to call runs on 3rd down sometimes because they're anticipating going for it on 4th. Watch Eric Smith, 53, fend off the block and get his shoulder low. You stand up a guy like Ferruta, that is impressive.
Riley helping out as well.
And now Bonsu's going down late into the play.
Player.
Yeah. So it's 4th down and 6. We've touched on it. Both of these teams love to go for it on 4th down. Ball's at Hawaii's 41-yard line right now as they tend to Bonsu.
One of the real benefits of going for it on 4th down is that it gives you more freedom on 3rd down to try a run like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times both these teams have success running it on 3rd and medium because the defense is expecting pass. Credit Army for being ready for a run there and knowing that even though it's 3rd and 5 or longer, Hawaii runs it a lot in those situations. They were up to the challenge.
And they continue to tend to Bonsu, who Army's last game a couple of weeks ago had back-to-back sacks. Really coming into his own here. Sophomore, 6'4" and 280. As they've at least now got him sitting up, so that's a start. 4th and 6 upcoming. Jeff Monken looking on. See if we can just determine what happened here to Bonsu.
Bonsu's all the way over here, so take a look at him on the play.
Blocking there is Manning.
Right there.
Yeah. Yep.
And he looks fine. He fell down way at the end of the play.
Yeah.
But, you know, these guys are taught, should be noted, these guys are taught that if someone's bothering you and you have to come off, go down. Go down so they can get the backup in there. They've had situations this year where a guy's run off and they haven't been able to get the backup out there. They didn't have the right guy lined up. It's tough as a football player because if you can run off, you want to run off, but you're taught if you're injured at all, go down.
Miranda's back is Ben Scruton. They use 2 punters. Scruton sends this one to Akaya Miranda, who makes the fair catch. First punt of the night for either team. Army fans here, they're already thinking about Navy. Good one going on here in Hawaii right now.
And Ross.
All right, thank you so much, Brent. And Ross, last week he was out, now he's back in.
Well,
reportedly.
That's a big-time hire by Rutgers.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that's really had success there. He had some pretty significant demands or requests, whatever you want to call it, but he knows what it's going to take, frankly, to even be competitive in the Big Ten East when you're dealing with Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan.
Yep. Ohio State all over Michigan on Saturday. Sandy McCoy with the rock. I beg your pardon, that's Hopkins Jr. He's dragged on from behind. Good stop made there to get him before he could get to that first down. And you look at Army, what they've done on the ground. Been impressive the last 3 games.
How about the jump cut right there from Kelvin Hopkins? Every week he surprises me a little bit. And McCoy I didn't know he had that in him either,
Yeah.
in terms of the speed downfield. I don't know if it was the VMI game or the UMass game back-to-back, but this is the best Army has run the football in a long time. I think those games were confidence boosters for the Black Knights.
Certainly agree with you on that. Here's Slumka diving to get the first down to the 30-yard line. Pick up a 4, and you see what the Black Knights have done. The first 3 possessions they had it, a couple of touchdowns. Cooper with a field goal from 32. Hawaii scored on 2 of their 3. They had to punt it away the last possession.
Man, a long clock-eating drive for more points would be huge.
It would be.
For Army right here. And the first 2 plays, a pretty good sign. Once again, they have that unbalanced line where there's 3 offensive linemen to the right of the center.
McCoy behind Hopkins Jr. And a fake, and Hopkins Jr. had to do a good job to protect that football. Good pressure there, Pritchard and Manley Williams. He's on my all-name team, by the way, on the stop.
Well, take a look left side of your screen. He goes for McCoy, but then he whips Hopkins. Watch 66 to Aloha.
Yeah.
He tackled McCoy, but then whipped his legs around.
2nd and 12 now. Loss of 2 after that. Hawaii's defense trying to dig in and force Army into a 3rd and long. Toss, McCoy, a great tackle. Outstanding play made right there. Excellent work by Jonah Lalu.
Wow, he's only a freshman from Vegas. Watch 99 be able to get out there and chase this down. That is really impressive. You know, Army doesn't even block him because the thought is he's not going to be able to make the play. He's a defensive end lined up on the offensive tackle. He's not going to be able to get out there and make that play, but he got flat down the line and made it. Really impressive by the freshman from Las Vegas.
So Hawaii, they're into it. They force 3rd and long, 3rd and 14. Hopkins Jr., 6 of 10 last year with these 2 men on the run now in trouble. Fires it, intercepted right into the hands of the defensive back. The linebacker, in fact, I beg your pardon, Solomon Mateo Tia with a pick for Hawaii and the game's first turnover.
Hopkins did the right thing, stepping up in the pocket against the pressure, but this is a throw you can't make. His body, he didn't see Mateo Tia at all. And Mateo Tia is the guy we featured in the lineups. He's their leading tackler. Watch Hopkins at the end of this play, too. Ooh, took one right in the chops.
He did a 14-yard return. 2nd interception of the season for Solomon Mateo Tia. Dayton Farida shifting in the backfield. Cordero out of the gun, taking a look, eyes downfield, fires into the end zone, touchdown! Cedric Bird flies his way in for the score, and we're a point away from a tie game. A 25-yard pitch and catch after that pick.
Just a cover 2 beater there. It's zone coverage. Bird splits the 2 safeties right down the middle of the field. When there's 2 deep safeties, the middle of the field is open. Perfect call by Hawaii and Brian Smith. They knew what was coming. Cordero delivered a strike, held the safety off, and then fired in there.
10th touchdown catch of the season for Bird. It's been a while since he had caught one. Mescaline, and he is true. Right down Broadway, and it started with the interception thrown by Hopkins Ross.
They had some pressure. Hopkins is a senior. He makes a lot of good decisions. That was not one of his better ones. And then Cordero knew exactly what decision he was making. Cedric Bird right down Main Street. We got a tie ball game.
What's the NFL's competitive edge?
Welcome back to Honolulu, where the Rainbow Warriors just tied things up, and I'm going to show you how they did it. Watch these 2 receivers right there, Bird and Jason Matthews, and then watch the safety, Cedric Cunningham, right there. It's actually 3 deep. He's in the middle of the field. He goes with Matthew Sharsh. Nobody's there for Bird. that was actually a cover 3 beater. I thought initially it was cover 2. It was cover 3. He had eyes for Matthew Sharsh, went with him. Bird came right behind him. Either way, it's terrific design by the Rainbow Warriors.
It was, and you saw the senior Solomon Mateo Tia there on the sideline, had the interception. Fair catch is called for. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Army coming up. Armed Forces football is proudly supported by Golden Corral. Mitch Ware there sending Kelvin Hopkins Jr. back to the field.
For an injury.
And there's an injured Hawaii player. There he is at the goal line. They tend to him. Cramp, looks like.
You don't see a lot of injuries on a touchback for the kicking team on the goal line.
Continuing to tend to him, and it's Kalama Maku Kuiva. Say that 5 times fast, but they're tending to him right now, the redshirt freshman on their kick coverage team, and stretching him out. 8:08 to play. Nick Rolovich.
By the way, well. I know how they get a lot of guys to come here. This is nice out here, man. I mean, I was at the beach all morning with my family. I mean, it's nice. Got to be a nice place for Nick Rolovich to coach.
Yep.
And what a job he's done, by the way.
Incredible job.
I mean, year 4 now.
Yep.
And here they are in a situation where they're playing in the conference championship game next week. Rolovich has this program trending in the right direction.
Yep, he'll take his team to play Boise State, who put it to him in the first meeting. Next Saturday, championship Saturday. Hawaii 8-4 overall, 5-3 Mountain West champs. Rolovich is 5-2 at home this year. Their season might have been over in terms of winning the, I love the Tom Selleck on that, the Magnum PI.
Maverick PI.
They had that tough loss to Fresno State, a last-second field goal, but they battled through and came back. Army goes back to work here. 1st and 10 from the 25. Hopkins Jr. right side. And they'll get about 2.5 as the tackle made. Solomon Matatia.
He really chased that down from the backside. One thing we noticed a couple times with Kelvin Hopkins this year on some of those lead option plays, unlike Jabari Laws, every once in a while Hopkins gets chased down from behind on those plays. Really needs to get up into the seam, get north and south a little bit sooner.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Kel Walker behind McCoy. They want the pitch. Walker's got speed and jumps over the defender. Kel Walker leaping.
You know, it looks awesome. You don't really get that many more yards out of it typically. They got Walker at fullback. Watch this.
That's some hops.
I mean, it looks awesome, but it also looks like it hurts.
Yes,
I mean, he just got absolutely pummeled by Paul Scott there. Bam, right on his back. That hurt my back.
3rd and 4 now. Army 25% converting so far tonight to 1 of 4. Timeout. Army's got 2 left. They'll talk it over. With 6:44 to go. Some rain coming down.
It's called their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in length.
So Jeff Monken and Kel Walker discussing Rolovich there and his group. Mentioned last week here on this field, a historic win for Hawaii as they won the West Division of the Mountain West, beating San Diego State, a tough physical team. Rocky Long's teams are always that way. They won the game 14-11. Cole McDonald slinging it. You talked about Sharsh, made the play, and then Holly breaking free for a short run, and then Ryan Agnew, and then there's the kick that sailed wide, and Rolovich and his guys win the West.
You know, we talked to him about how he would play this game, because here they are They already have won the division. They have a championship game next week. You're going against a team like Army. He said, we are full throttle.
Yep.
Not playing this like a preseason game. We're playing this to win.
No question about it. Third down. Slumka not going to get there. That Hawaii defense, they come up, make the play. Manly Williams with a man-sized play there, bringing up fourth down.
It's fourth and about 1.5 yards. So Jeff Monken typically goes with exactly what the analytics tell him. So they'll say the probability that they'll get this first down if they go for it, and then the probabilities of what happens on the rest of this drive or on Hawaii's drive if they don't. Wow, it's almost closer to a full 2 yards.
Looks that way, yeah. Army on fourth down, 72%.
I'm thinking lead option.
I'm thinking that too.
With the quarterback following Sandon McCoy.
McCoy is the lone running back in the field. They fake the toss. Hopkins Jr. instead, they try to throw it, and it doesn't fool Hawaii. And the pressure was applied by Solomon Mateo Tia. He's having quite a game.
Well, I think that they thought they could fool him, and they didn't. They faked the pitch one direction, and they thought they'd go that way, but Mateo Tia was right there. He was not fooled at all.
And Monken's reaction. So, outstanding field position here for Hawaii from the 34 of Army.
And that's just like a turnover there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same as if you fumbled or threw an interception.
First and 10, Hawaii. Reed shifting in the backfield. Reed gets it right side. This kid can fly. Flags all over. 2 of them down. Eric Smith made the stop.
Holding. Offense number 67, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
David Alvarez, our referee tonight. First penalty of the game. Been a very clean game, just the 1 turnover. Last year there were no turnovers. And the interception of Hopkins Jr. by Mateo Tia, the only turnover of the game. Penalty against Hawaii, backing them up to the 44. First and 20 coming up for the Rainbow Warriors.
Wa'a had 2 fistful of Patterson's jersey there. That was a blatant hold. Gives Army a chance here on this series now.
Yep, help them out. See what Cordero can do. Sends him downfield, taking a shot left side into the end zone. No flags. And the Hawaii faithful not liking that. They were looking for Sharsh. And Riley on the coverage.
Elijah Riley is going to be at the left side of your screen. Army only rushes 3, so Cordero has as much time as he could ever want. Watch Riley. That's a good no call.
It is.
I mean, if anything, Sharsh kind of pushed him.
Yep.
It's absolutely a good no call there.
Yeah, it is. Talked to Riley yesterday. Senior on this team. Got a shot to play at the next level, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'll be playing in the Shrine game out in Florida. Have a chance to show what he can do.
So 2nd and 20. Here's Cordero. Back to the air. They get 10 and maybe a lot more. And they get a first down. Down to the 20-yard line goes Jared Smart. 1st and 10, Hawaii.
And those are the ones that Army really can't give up. I mean, can't give up over 20 yards here on 2nd and 20 on just a little out route. But they're not doing a very good job of tackling right after the catch is made. Army is not as athletic as these Hawaii receivers. You got to make up for that by tackling them after they catch. You got to be at least close enough that you can bring them down after they haul it in.
23-yard pickup and a first down for number 23, Jared Smart. Hand off. Reed with a carry. About 1 yard on the pickup as we tick down towards 4 to play in the half and a tie game at 17.
Pick up the 1 yard.
Pretty solid job, I'd say, overall by the Army D-line against the run. You know, that time it was senior Jacob Covington. that was able to make the play. You can get some huge holes in the run game as you see John loose.
Moved to the field in the last few weeks. Been in the coaching box for the majority of the season. Just felt he had a better feel. He moved down during the Air Force game. Pressure coming from Army. Cordero protected into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Nearly picked off, and Bird wanted that one. Good work down there in the end zone by a pair of Army defenders. Ryan Velez, one of them.
Cordero's got to throw that earlier. Watch, Army brings pressure from the right side. Cordero knows where to throw it. It's picked up. He was wide open. He was just late. And Velez almost got the interception there.
Yeah.
But if Cordero throws that a little bit earlier, that's an easy touchdown. And I do think that's one of the differences between he and McDonald. McDonald's so good within the context of the offense and in rhythm.
Nearly the third pick of the season for Ryan Velez, but instead it's 3rd and 9, and now we get a stoppage and a timeout taken. No. Timeout Hawaii, yes.
Hawaii called their first time out of the half. 60 seconds in lane.
So 3:45 to play, 3rd and 9 coming up for Nick Rolovich.
Cordero hasn't really used his legs very much so far tonight. You wonder if on one of these he's going to do that.
Well, Nick Rolovich standing on the sideline, letting Brian Smith talk to the offense.
Units starting as low as $19.99 a month. Moving services also available.
So during celebration of last week's win, head coach Nick Rolovich made contact with a photographer. Rolovich has apologized to the Honolulu Star Advertiser photographer, who also said he was injured after an unnamed university employee shoved him to the ground, and no further comment from Hawaii on that situation. So his team coming up here, 3rd and 9. What do you look for here, Ross?
Well, I said earlier, they've had a lot of success with the slot receivers on the in-breaking routes, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we see Cordero's legs a little bit. He likes to use them, and he hasn't done that very much so far.
0 for 2 on 3rd down. Hawaii so far, he's got a lot of room. Can he get there? Yes, and then some. 1st and goal, nice call, partner.
He's slow to get up.
He is, yeah.
He's shaking up.
Yep. Took a shot there at the end, and the training staff right onto the field immediately.
For an injury to an offensive player.
So they're going to tend to Chevin Cordero, the 6'1", 190-pounder, and there's the dreadlocked one, Cole McDonald, getting loose in the bullpen.
See what happens. We said he might use his legs there, and he did. Tough to tell there.
Looked like maybe a knee to the head on the way by. Eric Smith there.
I don't see anything there that stands out to me.
Yeah, I don't either. So Cordero sitting up on the right. Cole McDonald had one offer. It came from Hawaii the night before National Signing Day. Let's take a look back here as he watch his right knee. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, maybe his right knee, but
yeah,
it's a little bit awkward, I suppose.
It did look awkward.
But it still didn't jump out to me as it happened. Maybe, you know what? Maybe his right ankle got rolled up on there by Eric Smith, actually, now that I look at it again.
Yeah. So Cole McDonald is in. They put Cordero in the 10.
What a luxury it is to have a guy like this. Look at those stats to have a guy like that coming off the bench.
He can chuck it, folks. If you haven't seen Cole McDonald, he can flat out throw it all over the joint. 1st and goal, McDonald gives it off on the run. They get inside of the 5-yard line. It was Dayton Ferruta. 5'11" and about 260. 2nd and goal coming up. Clock moving down near 3 minutes. 2 timeouts left for each team.
You ever notice how big guys look even bigger when they have a single digit like that, like Ferruta?
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of times you see it with D linemen. He wouldn't look as big as he is. Look at
He's a big boy.
He looks like a D lineman from behind.
Yep. 6 plays, 29 yards. Over 3 minutes so far on the drive. McDonald looking, fire, an easy one there. Touchdown, Hawaii. Jason Matthew Sharsh once again. A former walk-on. Nick Rolovich telling us yesterday, he said he has been, quote, a huge surprise. And he's got a pair of grabs tonight. McDonald with his 27th touchdown pass of the year.
Yeah, he just breaks out and then back in. It's that jerk route we talked about earlier. And that is so tough for anybody. I almost feel bad for Malcolm Morrison in that situation, trying to cover a guy with those kind of quicks in the slot with a two-way go. Good luck.
Mesco on to drive that one right between the uprights. 4-yard play. Capped a 7-play, 33-yard drive. Took 3:09 on that 4-yard pass from McDonald to Sharsh. Hawaii up 7. 40 to play until halftime. Hawaii on top 24-17. A 4-yard touchdown pass from Cole McDonald to Sharsh's second of the game. Coming up on the halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Houston Nutt, and Keenan Reynolds will get you caught up on all the action in college football. Make sure you stick around, tune in for that. It's our halftime report powered by Ram Trucks. And a busy Saturday. We start at the top. Alabama, done. Michigan, they get beat again. Utah wins big, and Oklahoma wins.
Utah is good. They've got a bunch of guys on that defense that are really impressive. And I think Ohio State is the best team in the country. Although LSU, man, there's a bunch of good teams. That Auburn-Alabama game was crazy as well.
It was insane. I live about 15 minutes from Ann Arbor. I can only imagine what it's been like there tonight. Walters back there, fair catch called for. You got 2:40 to go. Army will come out. They got 2 timeouts left. Hawaii players down there in the end zone out of your picture. There they are. They're trying to get the fans riled up here a little bit.
So this is always one of those unique situations now, Ben, where both teams will kind of feel out each other as to whether or not to call a timeout.
Yep.
Army's offense not exactly conducive to getting points on the board quickly. I would think that they might be a little conservative here, especially on first down.
Hawaii does get the ball to begin the third quarter. There's the pitch there to Kel Walker, and Walker, good pickup. They're going to give him 8 on the first down run. With 2.5 and counting to go until halftime.
Neither side's going to call a timeout after that first play. I think Army wants to make sure they get at least 1 first down. And with them getting 8.5, 9 yards, Hawaii doesn't want to do Army a favor and calling a timeout. I think they're both playing it right.
McCoy lined up behind Hopkins Jr. Fake to him, Hopkins Jr. A block from Hobbs, and Hopkins Jr. broke a tackle. He gets through there. Hopkins Jr. still on his feet. Finally written down inside of the 35. What a run. Jeremiah Pritchard saved the touchdown.
And now, watch Hopkins. I don't know how he does this.
I don't either. It amazes me.
Makes a guy miss, and he bounces off tackles. He's like a pinball machine sometimes.
So now we get the timeout.
Official timeout for an injury
Calvin
to an
Hopkins
offensive
Jr.
player.
down.
It's funny, we get to the point in college football where people see a guy go down at the end of a play like that, and they wonder if he's doing it to stop the clock.
Right.
You're not doing that with your starting quarterback.
No.
He's not faking an injury.
No,
I can guarantee you, your starting quarterback's not faking an injury.
Yep, Christian Anderson on the left there. With Noah Knapp getting warmed up. Let's look back here, Ross. What a run, but Hopkins Jr. dinged something.
Came down hard on that left shoulder.
Yeah.
But he broke another 4 or 5 tackles on that one.
Unbelievable. 69 through the air. He's got 156 total, 32 on that run.
You can say this about all the Army players, knowing what they're going to do for at least 5 years after they're done at West Point, but I'm glad that guy is on our team.
Yeah.
And by us, I mean the United States.
100% with you.
Kelvin Hopkins has some guts.
So Anderson's going to come on, at least for this play anyways. Clock moving with 1:45 to go until halftime. Army down 7. Hawaii will get the ball to begin the third. Anderson, they're all over him, and they take him down. They're going to lose a yard as Pritchard got in there, and Paul Scott making the stop.
Remember, Jabari Laws really was the number one,
Yeah.
number two quarterback, but he got injured in their last game against VMI. Not available tonight. So Anderson's got to be the guy here for as long as Hopkins is out.
So at the 35, they are nowhere near field goal range right now for Cooper. Slumka fake to him, pitch to Walker outside. Walker puts on the brakes, and a good job by Hawaii to contain him there. And you see the Hawaii coaches saying ball, 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 but I believe it's blown dead as Walker's slow to get up now. Pulls himself.
Yeah, you can't put the brakes on there if you're Kel Walker.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get out of bounds. He didn't even get any extra yardage
Rolling
doing
on
so.
field, there's progress. Timeout. Army, their second of the half.
So Army's
30
used two.
seconds
We'll
in
step
length.
aside for a quick one with less than a minute to go in the half. 7-point lead for Hawaii. Army's got the football. With inside of a minute to go, you see Cooper there. Middle of your screen, he's 1 for 1, knocked one through from 32.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they got to the 25-yard line,
His career long's 40.
they would try it.
Yep.
And really, depending on how this play goes, they might even try it as an end-of-half situation, although then you would give Hawaii some good field position.
Anderson remains in. Anderson's got some room, and he's going to be short by a little more than a yard as Manley Williams made the stop.
49, Kubo Williams.
Army, it's called their third and final timeout.
And this, by the way, is
30 seconds in length.
why you really needed Kel Walker to go out of bounds.
Yes,
So that
understood.
you'd still have one last time out. And Jeff Monken went right up to him after that play and said, you got to get out of bounds then. Situational football is very important. My guess is Army's going to
Game
go
clock
for
operator,
it.
please set the
I
game
think
clock
that's the
to
right
51
call.
seconds, please. 51 seconds.
You know, there's a breeze in here. I don't think they want to attempt a field goal from this
Thank you.
distance. And at 4th and a yard,
Yeah.
you know, that's a situation where they usually like to go for that and get it.
Well, his career long, the senior Cooper, is 40. That came against UTSA back in week 3 for Army. So 4th and 1 coming up. Hawaii's got 2 timeouts left. They get a stop here. That's plenty of time for them.
Yeah, and theoretically, you know, Monken could have waited and let the play clock go down and then call a timeout. But he's got confidence that they're going to be able to get this first down. And he wanted to have some time on the other side. This is a big play.
It's a long yard. Army 1 of 2 on 4th down conversions here tonight. McCoy's in the backfield. Anderson gonna follow McCoy. Sidesteps one. There's a flag down though. And the spot is short right now. As I mentioned, there is a flag down. Bethley made the stop.
Boy, that was well blocked initially. I thought he was going to get it easily.
I did too, Ross. Alvarez gathering with part of his crew.
The ruling on the field is that the line to gain was made. Personal foul, chop block, offense number 65 and 67, 15-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So that's on Powell. Noah Knapp 65, Dean Powell 67.
Watch these two guys right here. Chop block is when one goes high and one goes low.
Oh yeah.
And really that's on Dean Powell 67. That's a correct call because he ended up cutting him from behind. That's the right call on Dean Powell. Those guys are taught to, if they can get into the crease between their buddy and the defender, to go low. Powell wasn't even close to the crease right there. He's got to stay high.
Hawaii
That's a
calls
good
their
job
second
by
timeout
the
of the
officials.
half.
So you just heard Alvarez there
30
saying
seconds in length.
Hawaii's used its
Please
second
set the game clock to 47 seconds, please. 4-7.
timeout here. 4, they take the penalty, so it's 4th and 17.
Thank you.
And now I would expect Army to punt, and I think that's the right decision.
Agreed.
You got to try to pin them deep. And this is one, by the way, Ben, where you tell your punter, make sure the ball stays in the field of play, and you tell the punt team, nobody touch it. Don't go down and down it unless it's about to go in the end zone. Let it roll around there. We want to get every second out of this that we can. You know, sometimes it drives me crazy in these situations. See the guy runs down there because he wants to be the guy to down it. You don't know, they might have taken 3 to 5 seconds off the clock to let it before they blew it dead.
So Zach Potter, he's their short guy, their placement guy. We'll try to place this one and pin Hawaii. Boots it. And it'll get into the end zone. So Hawaii will have one timeout, 41 seconds to go, leading by 7 and getting the ball to begin the third quarter.
Right. So, and the other issue there, not only kicking it in the end zone doesn't give you very good field position, but it didn't run any more time off the clock.
Yeah.
You know, even if he kicks it to like the 10, 15 and it's rolling around, it probably would have gotten down to 35, 34 seconds. So if you're Army now, Hawaii only has one timeout. The cardinal sin is if you get beat over the top. I would expect them to play 2 and 3 deep coverages and try to keep everything in front of them and then rally the ball and make tackles in the field of play. Corners should really have outside leverage so that the Hawaii guys cannot get out of bounds.
Cole McDonald out of the gun. Came in the last series, Hawaii had it. Replacing Cordero to the sideline. It is dropped. Unable to reel that one in was Nick Mardner. Promising freshman they're very high on out of Mississauga, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. Talk about a culture shock.
Toronto to Hawaii.
He won.
My buddy Jeff Reinbold's the guy that tipped Hawaii off to him. The CFL coach said, hey, this guy's worth taking a look at. They think he's going to end up being a really good player here.
6'5" and 190. Couldn't reel that in. 2nd and 10. One timeout. 36 seconds left for Cole McDonald. And a flag flies here.
False start. Offense, number 23, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
There's no runoff there because the clock was already stopped.
And Jared Smart.
Army looked like they were going to bring pressure there. So if there's any benefit to that for Hawaii, Army kind of showed their cards unless they change it up defensively.
2nd and 15. Smith showing like he's going to blitz. Now drops back into coverage. McDonald flings it, caught at the 30. Off and running. Jared Smart. Riley there. Malcolm Morrison there to slow him up. Gain of 26.
Clock stops on the 1st down in college football until the chains are set. It's moving, so Hawaii wants to snap it soon.
24 seconds and counting. There they go. To McDonald, taking a deep shot on the far sideline, but it's too deep, about 5 yards past Jared Smart. 16 ticks remaining.
Good coverage by Jabari Moore. I'll tell you what, the Army defensive backs deserve a lot of credit. They've done a nice job on the deep balls so far tonight.
There's Meskel, 1 for 1, knocked one through from 42. Just his 2nd attempt now in the last 4 games.
He's got a 50-yarder.
He does.
If they get, I'd say even if they get to about the 35-yard line,
give it a shot.
They'd probably give it a shot in an end-of-half situation. So still need to get 25 more yards.
Kicked that 50-yarder against Fresno State. McDonald got time, now runs out of it. Gets out of the pocket on the run. He can run, and he's smart, gets out of bounds, gets the 1st down. He got 9 seconds left now.
And they still have that timeout, Ben.
Yep.
That is critical. Because now on this play, the entire field is open. They don't have to exclusively throw it to the perimeter. They can throw it in the middle of the field, and they'll probably tell their receivers, hey, you catch it, make sure you go down once you get in field goal range so we can bang that timeout.
Gain of 11 on the run. 9 seconds to go. 3 wide to the near side. McDonald forced out again. Good job by Army. They get to him and drop him. Outstanding job downfield in coverage. And they get to McDonald. And it was Eric Smith that made the play.
Called the 3rd and final. Time out of the half. 30 seconds in length. Please put the game clock at 2 seconds, please. 2
Look
seconds.
how deep those safeties are, all the way in the back. Not going to let anything get over their head.
Thank you.
Army came with delayed pressure there, and it was really well covered. Although if you're McDonald, you still can't take a sack there.
Yeah.
It's probably ultimately immaterial because they have a 1 timeout left, and if you do an incompletion, they probably would only have 1 snap left anyway. So now you're looking at typically a Hail Mary play, unless they have some type of hook and ladder, Stanford band, whatever end of the play, end of the half, end of game situation play you want to use. McDonald's got a pretty good arm.
He does.
He's going to have to throw it at least 55 yards in the air to get it to the goal line.
Riley back deep. Ryan Velez back deep as well. McDonald loads up over the middle. There's a little trick play, and they get it. And they don't get any further as Fred Holly was the one that got the football. And that's the end of the half, so Hawaii leads by 7, 24-17. They're 17-2 when leading at halftime under Nick Rolovich. Good first half, entertaining one here from Honolulu and Aloha Stadium. That's the end of the first half with the score. Hawaii 24, Army 17. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. Late night here in Honolulu, Aloha Stadium. Back here getting set to begin the third quarter of play. 24-17, Hawaii on top. Ross Tucker, 7 years, National Football League. Ben Holden with you. All of our crew, great to be with you here from Hawaii. Entertaining first half.
It was awesome. It was back and forth, kind of exactly what we were expecting, what we were hoping for. Let's hope there's more like that in the second half.
Yeah, came to a little bit of a screeching halt there at the end of the half, but nevertheless a very good half. Just the one turnover. What else grabs your eyes and makes the most of you?
Well, that is the thing that makes the difference, right?
Yeah.
Because it was 17-10 Army until the Hopkins interception, and then the next thing you know, Hawaii gets 2 quick scores and they go up by a touchdown. It was really what we thought it would be, Ben. It was Army on the ground. Kelvin Hopkins showing a couple of jump cuts I didn't know he had in him. Santa McCoy right up the street on an inside trap, and then for Hawaii, Chevin Cordero early on the deep post to Bird, and then Cole McDonald off the bench throws a touchdown pass to Sharsh. No big deal.
We have been told that Cordero is cleared medically to come back into the game, so we'll find out once they come on, obviously, who's going to be taking the snaps here to begin the third quarter of play. Kelvin Hopkins Jr. there, big in this game last year. He's had an outstanding game here to this point. And Hawaii gets it with a 7-point lead. 8 wins on the year for Hawaii. They'll play Boise State next week in the Mountain West Championship game in Boise. And Army, they need a win, or their hopes of going to a bowl are down the drain at 5-6 right now. Toe meets leather as Salyers boots it downfield. Lincoln Victor had a big return earlier in this game, was back there. He doesn't take this one and upended on the return there. Was Justice Onapa.
Man, these guys have no fear.
None.
Look at this.
Return of 16 yards.
16-yard return. Jared Jones, the one that got the return man there and sent him flying. So McDonald, he'll come on to start this second half for Hawaii.
We saw Cordero warming up, but they like to go with the hot hand. Maybe they feel like McDonald's just the hot hand right now.
So the junior out of La Mirada, California. Second year as a starter here for Hawaii. Faruda, fake to him, McDonald over the middle, catch is made, beautiful throw, great catch, broke a tackle. And that is Sharsh with another big play. Couple touchdowns already, and he moves the chains there for the Rainbow Warriors.
So many of these little in-breaking routes, slants, they've been so successful on, but you got to make that tackle right there if you're Morrison. We talked earlier, those are tough jobs trying to cover these slot receivers, but you got to make the tackle even if they do make the catch. Makes a huge difference in the play.
27-yard pickup there for Sharsh, who's had a big game from the Army 49. McDonald gets it, gets rid of it to the outside. Catch is made by Jared Smart. Jabari more on the coverage, but they moved the chains again in the first half possessions. Here's what Hawaii did.
Pretty good. I mean, they only really had one series where they had to even punt the football right there.
Yeah.
So you get the ball that many times and really only punt it once, you're doing something right.
14-yard on the pitch and catch for Rolovich's squad to Jared Smart from the Army 35. Shot to the corner, McDonald out there, and it's incomplete. Bordeaux on the coverage as they look for JoJo Ward. First time we've called his name tonight.
Ward is their deep threat they like to get the ball to. Hawaii continue to do a really good job with these blitz pickups. Watch Bordeaux. Man, that's really well done.
Yeah.
This is the best I've seen the Army corners play all year on these deep shots. They've been up to the challenge on the deep shots. It's been more of the slants and the in-breaking routes that they've struggled with.
McDonald 5 out of 7 for 87 and the touchdown. 4 yards to Sharsh. Slings it again into space. Catch made. The shifty Cedric Bird gets away and gets a little bit more after the reception. First down, Hawaii.
These guys are so good with the ball in their hands after the catch. Pretty well defended initially by Army. Kept McDonald in the pocket. Got to make that tackle right there.
16-yard pickup there for Bird. Approaching 1,000 yards this season. Cole McDonald came in 322 yards a game, a total offense. Reed, the running back, onto the pistol. He'll get it. Reed right up the middle, puts his foot in the ground, spins, still going, and he's going to be shy of the goal line. They'll spot him down at the 1. It's first and goal, Hawaii.
First big run this time by Hawaii. Eric Smith looks to me like the backside linebacker overran it a little bit. Wide open hole on the backside. That starts to happen sometimes against these run and shoot offenses.
Reed hit the B button there and spun away. First and goal. Reed gonna get it, and Army, do they get him? No, touchdown. Touchdown, Hawaii. Didn't take him long as Reed totes the rock in for the touchdown. And it's a 30-17 game now.
Same play, really, just a handoff. He cuts it back. Let's take a look. Yeah, he was in.
Yep.
I wasn't sure initially if he landed short and then bounced in, but
right.
All you need to do is get any of that brown touching any of that white before you're down, and he was in.
7th of the season on the ground for Reed. His first since early November against San Jose State. Army played the Spartans as well. Third Mountain West opponent this season for Army. And Air Force in there as well. They've yet to beat one of them. 6 plays, 76 yards, capped off by Miles Reed. It took him just 2 minutes and 25 seconds. 7th rushing touchdown of the season for the product of Corona, California. Hawaii up 31-17. To the memorial to the USS Arizona. They were all moved by it. Jeff Monken wanted his team to do that, took them over there, and we chatted with Calvin Hopkins and Elijah Riley about it yesterday. And of course, their rival is Navy, and that they're all on the same team at the end of the day. And I haven't been back here in 27 years. And the first time I ever came to Hawaii was on the USS Kiska. And we manned the rails and saluted that memorial. And it was at that point, Ross, when I knew what it meant to serve my country. And you may have to die for your country. It's a powerful thing, and it's a really classy thing they did to go over there.
Well, it was powerful when my wife and I visited. I can't even imagine being one of these Army cadets and knowing that, you know, that's part of your future, part of our history as a country, and part of your future with the commitment to our armed forces.
Christian Anderson in the ball game now. Running the Army offense. Anderson has shown an ability to run and throw it. First opportunity to play came early in the season against Morgan State. He never played. Here's what Army did in the first half after an 11-yard run.
Well, if you look, you can see they really had it rolling until the interception, and they went for it on a fourth down. They weren't able to get it. Hawaii scored back-to-back touchdowns off of that, and then they punted at the end of the half.
Army has given up 21 straight to Hawaii. First and 10 here for the Black Knights. Hobbs in motion. Big play on the opening drive. Huge pass. There's Anderson, but a good tackle to slow him up, or he might still be running.
That's just the triple option there, and he faked to the dive and then took it upfield quickly. Watch him fake it to Santa McCoy, and then he sees it right there. That's a good read. Saw Bethley, the safety number 5, overrun it. Anderson, every time he's gotten a chance, Ben, he's done some really positive things. As a third-string quarterback, they have gotten him ready and prepared.
Really has. First down and 10. Here's Anderson now. Takes the pitch, still running. Got a block downfield, gets away, taken down near the 30-yard line. Another first down for Anderson and Army as the march continues.
And he's even playing with more confidence than he did earlier in the year. That time he faked the pitch, breaks one tackle, gets another downfield block. He almost took that to the house. If Pritchard doesn't make that tackle, that would have been a house call for Anderson.
Pritchard from American Samoa. There's Hopkins on the sideline. That's just an 8-hour flight from here, by the way, where he's from. Up the gut, Slumka gets through there, uses the block, and Slumka's in. Touchdown! Connor Slumka totes the rock in. 30-yard run. Army with a big touchdown here early in the third.
What a drive and answer by Army.
Incredible.
I mean, just when you think, okay, they're down 2 touchdowns, they've got their third-string quarterback in. Oh, no, they're still playing. Slumka with the dive, quick cut back there. Excellent block. You don't get enough credit for Kel Walker there. And then downfield block as well. Cam Harrison.
Yep.
That's the Army way right there.
It is. Good block there on Rojesterman Ferris. And the point after is up and good. Cooper. Oh, you're right. That'll wake you up at 2:30 a.m. Eastern. Little disturbed. Connor Slumka, the Wexford sledgehammer, takes it in for the score.
The holidays are here.
The meeting took place in Philadelphia last December. The Black Knights struck first. Calvin Hopkins opening drive touchdown. Army led 7-0. Army up 10-0. Garrett Lewis scored from a yard out with 7:30 left in the game, but Hopkins a second TD with a $1.50 to go. Gave Army a 10-point lead, and Army, as you love to do in those games, the Academy games, you want to sing second. They did for the 3rd straight year. We're just 13 days away now in the countdown to America's game, the Army-Navy game presented by USAA on CBS Sports. By the way, 14 days for those in the Hawaiian time zone like we are now. Slumka on the bench, 30-yard run. So 2:25 for Hawaii. Army says, we'll show you. We did it 142, right? 4-75.
You don't see that very often.
No. So Hawaii gets the football back here with 10:49 to play in the third. Cole McDonald, who led that 2-minute and 25-second drive.
Army really needs a turnover. Somehow, some way, that usually means Elijah Riley or Cole Christensen, but somehow they need to come up with a turnover here. Cole McDonald looks like he's getting into a rhythm.
Yep, doesn't take him much to get into it either. Ended the game with 3,151 yards this season, averaging 286 a game through the air, and he goes right back to it. Catch made by Sharsh, forced out of bounds by Riley.
It's funny talking with the coaches for Hawaii. They mentioned when McDonald is in rhythm and getting the ball out on time, he is really good. It's the second reaction stuff when things aren't the way they're supposed to that Cordero handles a little bit better than does McDonald, but he is fun to watch. Even just watching the first drive against San Diego State, it's like a clinic.
For 321 and 2 touchdowns when these two met last year. Try Sharsh here, speeding across the field there to make the play there. Nicely done by Army, but they get the first down. It's Cunningham on the stop, the one that was speeding across the field.
Cunningham only a sophomore. He's played a lot this year after Cam Jones went down. And you said it exactly right. He came flying up from his safety position right there. That was a great sign.
One tackle when these two met last season along the banks of the Hudson. There's Elijah Riley.
37-yard line.
Matched up this time with Sharsh. Pair of touchdowns for him in the ball game. McDonald hands it off. This is Reed into space. Reed and Christensen knocked him down, but it's another Hawaii first down out to the 48-yard line. Gain of 11.
They only have 5 in the box. So watch, when you only have 5 in the box, all of these guys, they're going to have a block on them. Every guy. Christensen tried to undercut it, and when he did, Pryor was able to seal him. I'm actually surprised Christensen got back there because he tried to undercut it right there.
Broke away from Malcolm Morrison there. 16th Hawaii first down of the night. McDonald looking to chuck it. Floats it out there, and he overthrew the intended target. That was Sharsh. Riley the nearest there on the coverage. Armed Forces Football proudly sponsored tonight by USAA. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Behind the Army bench there, you see that truck with the lights on. Usually that's a cart. That is something I have never seen in 25 years of doing this. That's an upgrade, they told me before the game. Got to get creative, whatever it takes, right? McDonald to the air, catch made across the 50. Cedric Byrd on the grab there.
And that's well done there by Malcolm Morrison. Really tough to cover these slot receivers. He was there, almost made a play on the ball, makes the tackle right away. Morrison's yet another sophomore. They have a really good sophomore class.
They do.
A bunch of their sophomores have played a lot this year and played well. Morrison's one of them. Gives them a chance here on 3rd down, even though we know Hawaii is a very aggressive team on 4th down. They can still run it here on 3rd down.
McDonald shovels it to Farida, and Farida's got the first down. Beautiful play call there by Brian Smith and company, the offensive coordinator for Hawaii.
So again, Army only has 5 guys in the box. So you'll see as they run a little shovel here, both linebackers start to get depth. Eric Smith actually saw it before Christensen did. But you're right, partner. That was a really good play call because it forced the linebackers to freeze for a little bit. It's like you get the benefit of the run without having to actually run it right from the start of the play.
Fresh set of downs, inside of 8 to play in this 3rd quarter. McDonald. Quick drop, fires it out, caught near side. Reeled in there by Sharsh once again. And a good pickup there to set him up on 2nd down.
Boy, they really stretch it, don't they?
They do, man.
I mean, vertically, horizontally. They make you cover the whole field.
Brian Smith there in the middle. Just turned his head there with his right hand on his forehead. 7-yard pickup.
Former offensive lineman for June Jones here.
Yeah, and Rolovich is center.
At Hawaii, yeah, he told us how much he enjoyed meeting with Mouse Davis and really learning the run and shoot as a grad assistant.
Yep. Portland State with Neil Lomax. Back to the air, this one caught. It's JoJo Ward. He can fly. They can all fly, but he seems to be the fastest of the wideouts.
Tell you what, man, if you're 5'9", $175, like Ward and Cedric Byrd, where else would you want to go?
Right.
I mean, they throw the ball almost all the time. You get a chance to run and catch. Get a chance to make plays with the ball in your hands afterwards. It's a fun offense to play in if you're a receiver that wants to get a bunch of touches.
John Luce's defense trying to come up with a stop. 10-yard pickup there to set him up on 1st and 10. 9th play of the drive coming up. A little over 4 minutes have elapsed in it. McDonald to the air. He's got Jared Smart. Catch made inside of the 15. Gang tackled there. But another first down, a gain of 12.
You know what's the problem as much as any, Ben, is they have gotten no pressure.
No,
even
you're right.
when they bring heat, Hawaii's done such a good job of picking it up. I mean, Bordeaux actually had pretty good coverage there. But just watch, Army's come with a bunch of delayed blitzes, and A, they're too delayed, and B, it doesn't really matter because Hawaii is just eating them up right now. Whenever they do pressure, they might as well just drop 8.
5 first downs on the drive. Here's Reed again. Good pickup for Reed. They'll spot him down at the 8-yard line. He's a speedster. I'd love to see him and Ward in a sprint. 5-yard pickup.
You know, so many of these out-breaking routes, they stretch you horizontally, and then boom, it's a quick inside zone run. Or they're going to try to run it right down the middle as you keep worrying about the flanks.
Give him 6 on that run, they say. So 2nd and 4 now for Cole McDonald. Look at Miles Reed's way. Instead into the end zone. Separation there, and the touchdown catch made by Joe Ward. Quick strike, run and shoot. Runs right down the field, and they score again to make it 37-24.
Army brought both linebackers again. They were both picked up again. Jabari Moore had outside leverage. Ward makes a quick post, skinny post. McDonald puts it right on him, and sometimes it looks really, really easy when Hawaii has the football.
That looked really easy to me. 11 plays, 73 yards, took 5:19. As Meska will try to make it a 14-point game. No problem. Up and good. Cole McDonald, JoJo Ward, the run and shoot. Running and shooting just fine on that drive for the Rainbow Warriors. 24, Hawaii on top. And the Bows are going all right. 11 plays, 73 yards on that last drive. JoJo Ward, 7-yard touchdown catch. Took him 5:19 as they march right down the field, Ross.
Really like the design here. You'll see, watch, as soon as Reed goes out to the flat, the linebacker flows out through him, so it's pretty easy touchdown by Ward. Watch that linebacker to that side. He goes out, Ward goes in, spins Jamari Moore around. Nobody underneath to even have any type of interference on that.
So Cole McDonald and Chevin Cordero. I mean, there has been a ton of records set passing. That's the first time since 2007 they've got 2 quarterbacks in a game with 2 touchdowns through the air. They got 2 good ones here.
I can't remember a team, you know, Hawaii's closing on win number 9.
Yes.
And they've won a division championship. They play Boise next week. I can't remember a team that uses both quarterbacks this interchangeably like this.
Yeah. Well, the Rainbow Warriors have scored on 6 of their 8 drives tonight, leading by 14 with 5.5 to play. Thursday night, 6 Eastern. A NJCAA showdown from Kansas as #1 Mississippi Gulf Coast takes on #2 Lackawanna to see who will be crowned champions. Only on CBS Sports Network. You got all kinds of info on Lackawanna, don't you?
Yeah, you know what's funny? Dan Lamagna is a friend of mine. He's the dean of students there. I actually gave a speech to the Lackawanna football team this season on my way to West Point. One of those Thursdays where I drive up to West Point. I spoke to the whole Lackawanna college teams. I take full credit for their undefeated season and appearance in the championship.
Of course you do. Why not?
Look at Anderson.
Anderson breaks free. Anderson sidesteps another one into the open field. Trying to use the block. Christian Anderson gets down and out of bounds. He goes at the 35 of Hawaii.
And
My goodness.
And those guys aren't real happy over there.
No, they're not. Tensions high down on the field. 40-yard run. Bethley there, 5 had to be separated. And let's look back at the end of this.
Army really felt strongly that this should be a late hit.
Or a hit to the head. Target, maybe. It was Corey Bethley.
You know what's interesting?
What's that?
I think he's. Yeah, I think the Bethley hit should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
I think the Army sideline's right.
Yeah.
I am surprised they didn't call it. At first glance, I thought he was still in bounds, but from that last angle, he wasn't.
Anderson's carried it 6 times for 90 yards. Gives off to the fullback here to the mosh pit he goes. Christian Anderson came into that Morgan State game. 80-yard touchdown pass against San Jose State. Had a career high, then career high. Now he's got a new career high. 87 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Calvin Hopkins Jr. banged up, not in the game. Anderson didn't play at all until that Morgan State game, the senior out of the Bronx. 2nd and 7 for Army. Got Walker if he wants him, keeps it, takes the alley, tripped up. And he's going to be a little bit shy by a couple as Pritchard got him around the ankle.
Hawaii's doing a better job on the pitch man, but as a result, Anderson's been able to get the edge and been able to get really good yardage, keeping it himself. He's doing an excellent job of reading it and seeing that that guy is taking the pitch man, faking him with the fake pitch and getting upfield.
3rd and 2, inside of 4 to go in the quarter. McCoy. Sandon McCoy plows ahead, gets the first down to the 22-yard line of Hawaii. Big game out of McCoy, couple touchdowns so far tonight.
Watch the left guard, Jackson Deaton, going low to get
You're loving that,
right
aren't you?
Black Knights are really playing hard.
5 and 6, needing this game to keep their bowl hopes alive. Jeff Monken's led them to 3 straight bowls and 3 straight wins. Anderson still with it. Still got it. Great job. Flag down. Great job by Hawaii's defense. They just strung that out and strung it out.
That's the best they played the option all night long.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
They were right there on every phase of it. The dive, the pitch, and the quarterback.
So Alvarez, our referee, discussing there with the umpire.
There's no foul for defensive holding. 2nd down.
So there's the word from Alvarez. And as I mentioned, Jeff Monken last year led him to an academy record 11 wins. But I mean, for whatever it's worth, I think that's pretty significant. It's really significant for Army. They'd never done that. Had a 10-win year 2 years ago. And an academy record 11 last year. The expectations were through the roof this year. 2nd and 8 now. McCoy in at fullback. That's Walker in motion. Walker's out there. Hawaii doing a good job, but Anderson got through there. If they get him, he's short of the first down, and he was tackled there by Darius Muasa.
Anderson has such a good feel for this. Watch him as he goes to the left here. It looked like they had it pretty well right there.
Yes.
He just gives a little bit of a dead leg there to Wilson.
Yep.
Because that's Wilson's responsibility. 4 down territory here.
Indeed it is. Army 2 of 7 on 3rd. They're going to get it here as Connor Slumka had it and gets the first down to move the chains.
They're right on the 10-yard line here, so it's going to be goal to go. I don't think they're not able to get a first down. They got to score on these 4 plays.
Inside of 2 left. What's Brent Davis going to dial up?
You know, they haven't thrown it yet with Anderson.
You're right.
So I wonder if they think they can catch him off guard. First down's usually the best down to do it if you're going to do it.
Hobbs in motion. He'll stay out now. There's the pitch. And a block and a touchdown! Malik Hancock! Herbie! John Hancock, it's Herbie Hancock! Touchdown Army!
It's just an option to the right. Hancock's the setback. Watch the block by Hobbs, 32 right there.
Beautiful.
So well done. Hancock cuts it right up. They've had a lot of success tonight out of that I formation with a wingback like Walker or Hancock dotting the I, running the option with those guys from that position.
First career touchdown for Malik Hancock. Product of Apopka, Florida. 4:04 on the drive. The point after good. 8 plays, 75 yards, Ross. And Herbie getting it done late night.
Yeah, you wanted Hancock to score a touchdown, and Coach Davis was fired up. I think he even stared us down after that one.
With 357 yards rushing, Hawaii, though, still with a lead by 7. After the touchdown run by Malik Hancock, the first in his career. 8 plays, 75 yards, 10-yard run, 4:04 the time of the drive, as Hancock capped it off.
Got to be happy for Hancock as a senior.
No question.
To get in the end zone, get that touchdown, and Army is not going away.
They're not.
Can they get a stop is the question.
That is the question. Christian Anderson's come on in relief of Kelvin Hopkins Jr. and played well. Cole McDonald did not start the game. Short kick here by Salyers. Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. Well, we got a chance. Let's take a look at the Ram College Football Playoff poll. It's brought to us and powered by Ram Trucks. A lot happened yesterday.
Well, yeah, look, the big ones, obviously, Alabama losing to Auburn and Minnesota losing to Wisconsin. Both of them now likely to drop out of the college football playoff, maybe even the top 10.
I don't see Wisconsin beating Ohio State. I just don't.
I don't know if I see anybody beating
I'm with
Ohio
you.
State.
I'm with you. Woo. 86 seconds remaining here in the third. McDonald surveys, has plenty of time, throws a dart, caught by Jared Smart, first down. Out to the 43-yard line, and here's your picks, Tucker.
So we all know Ohio State, Clemson, get it, but I'm calling Georgia beating LSU. And I know that's controversial, but it's the way college football goes, man. It is hard to go undefeated. Georgia's been in the SEC championship game the last couple years. I think they're going to get LSU. I think that the SEC gets 2 in after that.
Interesting. See how it all unfolds. And out to the 44-yard line goes Dayton Ferruta.
Army desperately needs a stop, and 5 yards on first down runs is not going to get it done.
Half a minute to go here in the third quarter.
The problem is, and look at it again, Ben, Army only has 5 guys in the box. So those Hawaii offensive linemen, if they can get a hat on a hat, 1 guy for each in the run game.
Yep, he's got all kinds of time, gets rid of it so quickly to the near side, reeled in by Sharsh. With a monster game tonight for the Rainbow Warriors. First down, move the chains again for Hawaii.
I don't know how you stop that.
I don't either.
You know, when he gets it out in rhythm like that, it's just so difficult on those quick outbreaking routes.
And that's going to be it for the third quarter.
That is the end of the third quarter.
9-yard pickup on that last play. Hawaii trying to close things out on senior night with a win. Army trying to spoil the party and stay alive. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network from the Aloha State. Appreciate all our crew for all they do all season. Great group of professionals, and we couldn't do it without them. Time now to take a look at our Grow with Google game summary, and those are the particulars so far. Both teams over 4 bills in total yards.
Yeah, what a game. 426 total yards for Army. More than Hawaii, and 357 rushing, but they got to get a stop now.
Cole McDonald, first play of the fourth quarter. Miles Reed with the rock. Good job up front, but Reed got away from 2. And Army puts an end to that. Clinton helping out from the back end there.
Eric Smith once again read it very well. Watch Eric Smith read this, and he's going to come over there and meet Malik Reed right in the hole. Here comes Eric Smith. Gets over the top. Boom. Not able to wrap up enough on Reed, who's not the biggest guy, but packs a little more power than you think for 5'8", a $190.
He's put together.
Look at Eric Smith. I wish I looked like that dude. He is jacked.
2nd and 8. McDonald, pressure coming. Christensen just took him out. It's deflected and incomplete. We have not said that very often tonight about Hawaii throwing the football. Yes, Christensen, he brought the hammer.
Yeah, that was the first time Army's gotten some pressure.
Yep.
Watch Christensen, he's going to come, and watch this collision. Boom.
Move.
Knocks Reed down. McDonald knew he had to get away, get it out of there.
Yep.
Boom.
Bordeaux
That's
on
a tough ask for Reed.
It is. He's listed at 5'8", 190. You hear it there. 3rd and 8. From the Army 45. McDonald, plenty of time, surveys, got hit as he threw it, as Cunningham got in there and affected that throw.
Really nice job by the sophomore, Cedric Cunningham again. You're going to see him coming off the edge, right side of your screen. He beaks Ferruta and hits McDonald. Back-to-back plays where the Black Knights almost got a turnover. I don't think I've seen Cunningham do that all year. They don't really blitz him that often, but showing a little pass rush skill, and they're going to force Hawaii to punt.
They are, as Miranda's back. Calls for the fair catch, and Hawaii's going to get it at the 1, inside of the 1-yard line. Beautiful job getting down there on punt coverage by Ecom Okeke. And Army's going to have to go 99 to tie this up.
What's the NFL's?
Tonight's college football 150-year flashback is from the 2006 season for Hawaii Rainbow Warriors quarterback Colt Brennan. Brennan set an FBS record 58 touchdowns that season, where he led the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors to an 11-3 record. He threw 5 or more touchdowns in 8 of their 14 games. That is video game-like. Unbelievable quarterbacks they've had here over the years. And you see
unbelievable
the records, FBS records, 70%.
I don't care what offense you're running. That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
All of those numbers are.
So Army starting this drive at the 1. McCoy trying to give him some breathing room here early in the 4th. Hawaii up by 7. 4-yard pickup there.
Man, can you imagine if Army had one of those classic 99-yard drives?
They did 2 weeks ago against VMI. It was the first time they did it since 2017 in the Horseshoe in Columbus. Can they do it here? There's a view of what they've got to deal with. 2nd and 6. Anderson. And that play did not work one bit. Walker stopped by his counterpart, number 5, Corey Bethley.
Bethley's a sophomore from Chino. Watch him run. He's going to run all the way over there. He is with Walker all the way. That is his guy.
Yep.
Man, that's awesome. He is fired up, and he should be. That is not easy to do. But that was his guy, man to man. If they were going to pitch it to him, he had to make that play.
Loss of 3. Bethley came in second on their team with 58 tackles, 41 solos, and that one was a solo as well. 3rd and 8. Army pinned deep. Play clock winding down. And did Monken get the timeout?
Ooh.
He did.
That's one where you almost think
Prior
about
to the
taking the
play clock
delay.
expiring, Army has called their first time out of the half.
Well, they'll talk
30
things
seconds
over.
in length.
3rd and 8 upcoming. Well, we got a chance. Let's remind you, start your Sundays with another pregame show as the CBS Sports Network crew breaks down the latest information for every game on the NFL calendar. Just a few short hours away in the Eastern time zone at 8 a.m. right here in the 24-hour home of CBS Sports, and about 4.5 hours away, I'm told, from that kicking off.
You got that right. And I got to tell you, Ben, I wonder if Jeff Monken had more time to think about it, if he would have just taken the delay game there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of what? Not even a full yard penalty? Half the distance, and you save that timeout. I don't think a timeout is worth saving 3/4 of a yard at this point. I don't think he had time to check the analytics on that one, but that's one where I'm pretty sure the analytics would have said just take the delay of game, save the timeout.
So Anderson trots back out. Army has one completion tonight. It was their first play from scrimmage, the 69-yard pass from Hopkins to Hobbs. Army's 3 of 8 on third down, 3rd and 9. There they go, chucking it out there, and overthrows Harrison. It has been their main target this season. Incomplete. 4th down.
Wow, they had him, and they had it. Anderson looked at safety in the middle of the field, threw it to Harrison. He had a step and a half, just couldn't quite get there, and he's had some injuries he's been dealing with that maybe not quite as fast on that one as he normally would be.
So here's Harding on, who had a career-long 78-yarder at Air Force. This one's a bomb, and off the hands of the return man, Bird, and now bobbles it, but finally gathers it. Bird trying to get away, and he dropped. So that could have been a disaster.
Excellent job by Wilson Cateau, another sophomore. Sophomore class stepping up for Army. They flipped the field there when they absolutely had to have it.
Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
12-13 to play in the game. Hawaii up 7. Time now to take a look at our Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Where are they now? We take a look at former Army linebacker Andrew King. He had 255 tackles, 14.5 sacks in his 4-year career. He is currently a rifle platoon leader, part of the 3rd Infantry Brigade combat team, stationed here in Hawaii. His wife Nyla was also a 2018 graduate of West Point. He was one bad dude.
He looks awesome in a uniform. I know that much.
Yeah, he does. He and Jeremy Timp were outstanding in their careers. And the spot's now manned by Cole Christensen and Eric Smith. McDonald, time, throws it out. Ward's downfield, almost made the catch. Could not get adjusted. Tough one it would have been with Bordeaux on the coverage there.
He's their best deep threat guy because he does the best job of tracking those deep balls. Army comes with a delayed blitz. And you'll see he just didn't track that one all that great. And Bordeaux was there again. Boy, some of these delayed blitzes by Army are really delayed. And Cunningham's coming at 10, 12 yards depth on some of these.
McDonald back to the air. That one's incomplete. Off the hands there, the intended target there, freshman Mardner.
It's a nice throw by McDonald. True freshman, just goes right through his hands and puts Hawaii in a rough spot on 3rd down. Big difference between 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 10.
Mardner out of the game. Hawaii 2 of 5 on 3rd down. They need 10.
This is a huge play right here.
It certainly is. McDonald, quick shot, looking for Sharsh. McClinton was there and broke it up. So 3 straight incompletions. Brings up 4th and 10, and the punt group will come on for Hawaii.
It's going to be 3 straight punts, too, in this game, which we haven't seen.
Yep.
McClinton almost got a pick there. Didn't start the game, but came off the bench. He's playing some. And a 3-and-out there for Army. That time, McDonald was just way off the throw. So you get a drop, way off, and...
Third punt of the night for Scruton. Miranda will field this one from the 15. He's on the brakes, trying to use that block. Cuts back the other way, does Akai Miranda. Good job to get it out close to the 30-yard line. And the tackle was made there on that punt coverage team by Darius Mulisar. Early on in the fourth, still a 7-point lead for Hawaii. It was last night, the annual Waikiki Holiday Parade, held every year the Friday after Thanksgiving. Local bands, military units, and officials all took part in front of many spectators down there on Waikiki Beach. 11:44 to go. Army's got the football back here from their own 29. Anderson hands off to Sandon McCoy, and McCoy a good pickup there. Out to the 36, gain of 7. Hang 10. Career high 104 on the ground for Christian Anderson.
And he's not done yet. You get the feeling that his legs are going to be a major factor for the rest of this game, maybe even on this drive.
McCoy behind him. McCoy gets it. Plows his way ahead for the first down to the 41. 2 touchdowns in the first half for McCoy. Herndon's going to come out, lost his bucket.
Well, the good news is for Army, they've started 10 offensive linemen this year, so
true.
McCleary comes in, no problem. They rotate a bunch of linemen these days now anyway. Even got Peyton Reeder in the game at center. He's been out for several weeks.
Yeah. Was hurt against Air Force. This is Slumka. Pick up of about 3. Hawaii had a 14-point lead at one point. Now 7.
Wow.
Span since 96. Well,
UMass they got a chance to get it.
Yeah, UMass, they were what, a couple short of 500. The next game, they were a couple short of 600. We do have a chance to get that. Slumka plows his way. And it's going to bring up a key third down here. 3rd and short. You know, 3rd and 3.
I think that's 4 straight handoffs to the fullback. They're going right at him, right down the middle.
Yep.
Trying to test whether or not they've worn down this Hawaii front. Been a while since they've run a lead option where the quarterback follows the fullback.
You can read lips there. Jeff Monken just said, we're going for it right now. Anderson's got it. Gets through. They don't have to go for it on 4th down. He picked it up on 3rd down. Gain of 5. They'll move the sticks again.
And how about his quicks getting up there into the hole?
He can move.
Watch him right. Watch it left foot right here. Whoop, right there.
Yep.
He gets right up in the hole past Thomas and Bethley.
Yep. Fresh set of downs on Hawaii's side of the field now is Army. Dobbs in motion. Pitch, Kel Walker cuts back inside. Walker still with it, gets the first down. Good run by Walker to the 35. Derek Thomas on the stop.
Really like the design there. Quick pitch. They'll fake the fullback. Hobbs looks like he was coming in motion. He goes, watch Walker use Hobbs. Out in. Yep. He used the leverage of Hobbs. And the corner, Rochesterman Ferris, being worried about him going outside, he used that against him.
Pick up a 12 for Kel Walker. Sandon McCoy back in at fullback. McCoy gets it. Tripped up. Pickup of 2. Spotted down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, his knee came down. He bounced another yard or 2 after that, but the knee came down. So a short gain there.
Can Corey Batoon's defense come up with a stop here as Roberts will trot back onto the field for Army.
pretty clearly 4-down territory for the Black Knights, so they already know that, even here on 2nd down.
Yep. Sandon McCoy behind Anderson. And he'll get about 3 on that. 3rd down coming up. Stop made in there by Sam Akateu.
They're going to have to get to the perimeter, I believe, on one of these plays now. Whether it's the lead option with the quarterback or just the regular triple option with Anderson potentially pitching it. They're going to have to get to the edge, even though Hawaii's been playing the triple better here in the 2nd half.
3rd and 5.
Quick count.
Anderson's with it. Pressure came. They get him. They get him. Bethley stopped Anderson. What a play by Corey Bethley there. Brings up 4th down.
And it was Isaiah Sae. And watch the nose tackle get in and get penetration. Right there, that was a big factor.
Yes.
Because that forced Anderson to have to bow it wider. Terrific first step there by Sae. Isaiah Sae, number 69.
No gain, 4th and 5. Under 7 to play in the game.
Definitely the right decision to go for it here. There is no question.
Brent Davis, you saw him in the coach's box. They're 1 of 2. Play clock down to 2. 1. They get the playoff. Anderson wants to throw it. Floats it up. That's almost intercepted. In and out of the hands right there of Ferris. Came into the game with 9 pass breakups, make it 10 now.
Would have been better off for Army if he did pick it.
Probably right.
10 yards of field position. Excellent coverage there. Nobody was open. Anderson gave Harrison a shot, but Rochesterman Ferris was up to the challenge.
They're going to take their shot here. 5 seconds. He can go. He can go. He can do this. He's going to have to lead.
Khalil Tate stopped there. They beat Arizona 45-38. Next week they beat Oregon State 31-28. So they started out with 2 wins against the Pac-12 this season, did Nick Rolovich and his guys. Trying to hold off Army here with Cole McDonald. Didn't start the game, but appears he will finish it. 6.5 to go in it. Miles Reed going nowhere. Good job there by Covington. And the stop along with Riley.
They slanted the front right there.
So Hawaii's already clinched. They'll play Boise State next week in Boise for the Mountain West Championship game. Trying for their 9th win of the season.
It'd be the first time since 2010.
It would be.
You know, one of the negatives, Ben, of the run and shoot is right now, you know, when you're trying to run the clock out a little bit.
Yep. That's what they want. Completions, let it run. Reeled in there by Cedric Bird.
It's a nice open field tackle by Velez right there. Velez making that tackle gives him a chance on 3rd down.
Pickup of 6. Call it 7 officially. They need the 40.
Pistol set. They could run it with Ferruta.
Stays in the block. McDonald fires. Catch made. Near side. Speed turned on. Cedric Bird forced out of bounds. 1st down, Hawaii. Just like that, they're in business.
Ferruta didn't get the ball, but he made a big play. Watch Ferruta step up here. Bam, right there on Cunningham. Gives McDonald enough time. Bird's in the slot against McClinton, and that's really difficult. I mean, how many times have we seen that tonight?
Yeah, a lot.
Where either Bird or Sharsh, they fake one way, they put their foot in the ground, go back the other. I don't know how you're supposed to defend that as a guy man-to-man.
Cedric Bird over 1,000 yards for the season, a 45-yard pickup there. Shovel pass, their dangerous play as he shoveled it there to Dayton Ferruta.
Nice job by Eric Smith again.
Really was.
Eric Smith's having a day.
He is.
And Eric Smith knows how to fill out a pair of shoulder pads. I mean, terrific job by Smith. Watch Smith read this all the way. Sees it, sees it, sees it.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Right there he sees it. I see what's coming.
Yep.
I'm getting it.
Nice.
If he didn't make that play, Ferruta might have gone a long way. Look at those shoulder pads. It looks like they have to cut them off after the game.
The gun show. 2nd and 11 now. Ferruta out of the pistol with McDonald. McDonald looking around, pressure coming. McDonald on the run and just shovels it. And it's almost caught by Sharsh. Oh.
I think he was just trying to throw it away,
I
but
do
he's
too.
lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah.
Nobody's open. You see they've got the deep safety. McDonald's looking, nobody. By the time he came back to the left side and somebody would have been open, it was too late. And that's a dangerous play by McDonald.
Really was. So 3rd and 11 here, under 4 to go in the game.
You know, I think if you're Hawaii here, you'd like to keep the clock moving and reserve the right to kick a field goal. I think they should run it here.
See what they do. They on the gun, McDonald into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Jared Smart. 20-yard pitch and catch. Hawaii doing what they do best.
They're up by a touchdown. I'm telling you, 3rd and 10. A lot of people there.
Yep.
They're going to go ahead and run the ball.
Yeah.
Make an easy field goal. 2-score game. Hawaii, they just throw a deep post for a touchdown.
That's right.
I mean, you know what? They probably thought Army was thinking what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We're not going to be conservative. We're going to throw a deep post for a touchdown at Jared Smart. They've hit on that play a number of times tonight.
4th touchdown catch of the season for Smart. And the point after up and good. It's back to a 14-point game with 3:51 to go in it.
Smart's at the top. He's going to go, and he's going to run a deep post in between those two defenders. Watch Smart, top of your screen. One more time, he splits them. The safety goes on the underneath guy, and there's nobody behind. They have put that safety in a bind a number of times. And that time the safety bit on the underneath guy, thinking he was going for the first down. Cole McDonald says, no, I'm going for the touchdown. Thank you.
Push-ups are mandatory. And when you're on the other team. So Cole McDonald came on after Chevin Cordero left the game, dinged up. 6 plays, 70 yards, took 243. And a 20-yard touchdown pass to Jared Smart. And there's a look at those two quarterbacks and what they've done tonight, both with very good numbers.
5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, going to win you a lot of football games.
Certainly is. There's Cordero. The hometown product. It was interesting. We met with him yesterday. I think it was Rolovich that said to us, he said, the players on this island, it's not about what college you went to, or the islands of Hawaii. It's not about what college you went to, it's what high school you went to, right?
They take a lot of pride
Yeah.
in it. Cordero didn't start till he was a senior. He's behind a guy named Tua Tagovailoa.
You've heard of him, I think.
I think
Most
so.
people have. We saw Dylan Gabriel, you and I, a couple times this year. Another product here of the great state of Hawaii. How about Army getting tricky here on the return? And it's a good return. And now they throw it back. And
very, very dangerous there by Army. I'm not sure what that second throwback was. And I wasn't even sure the first one was really backwards.
right. Here's a look.
Ball is released at about 11 and a half. Caught at the 12.
Yep.
No, that was a forward pass.
It was.
I saw that in real time. I think they're going to review that.
Would be our first of the night, if so, and they certainly are looking at it.
Illegal forward pass. Receiving team number 21, 5 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
I never saw a flag. It's the
on
right
the far
call.
side of the field.
It's the right call.
Yeah.
I guess it was on the far side of the field. Because the guy to the near side of the field didn't do it. Jeff Monken shaking his head, but that's the right call.
Yep, it is.
It's where the ball is released, and it went from the 11.5 to the 12.
So they'll spot this ball back at the 7-yard line. 3:40 to go. Hawaii up 45-31.
Correction, the number was 27, not 21.
Little housekeeping there. They get that cleaned up. And Walters.
Now Army's in a really tough spot because now they got to get a lot of yards and a bunch of points in a short amount of time, and that's not what they're designed to do.
Here's Anderson. Takes off, runs with it, and a good tackle in the open field turned in there by Ikem Okeke.
It really was, Ben, because he's in the field of play, and he didn't get the first down, so the clock just keeps going. Tick, tick, tick.
3:20 and counting. Anderson, quick look far side. Pitch, catch, it's caught over there. And Harrison on the reception there, out close to the 30-yard line.
You know, these Hawaii defenders are looking to jump these underneath routes because, you know, they know Army doesn't throw it a lot, and they think they're going to throw these underneath routes. Army might be able to beat them with a double move here.
15-yard pickup on that last play to Harrison. Now in trouble. Anderson down, flag down. And Anderson slow to get up. He took a pretty heavy shot there when he came down. It's going to go against Army. Looks like a hold.
Holding. Offense, number 67, 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Then Dean Powell.
Anderson's hurting.
He is.
He took a really vicious shot at the end of that play.
Well, if he can't continue to go, Jamel Jones would come in. Here's the hit.
Watch the very end of this.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Heavy shot. He stays in the game.
Their receivers are not fast. They are big, though, on the outside, so you can give them some 50-50 balls.
Under 3 to go. Walker shifting to the near side. Anderson on the run, incomplete, looking for Michael Roberts. And Anderson dropping to the turf.
Official's timeout for an injured offensive player.
Boy, I don't like that.
No, that's not good. Calvin Hopkins started the game. He is the starter. Jabari Laws not able to play. And as I mentioned, there's Jamel Jones, who first played against UMass in the fourth quarter. Scored a touchdown in that game, had 6 carries for 35 yards. But Army's still got to play Navy in a couple of weeks. Right
Jamel
now,
Jones, only a freshman.
Yeah, right now you're looking at Jones there on the left, warming up, and here's Anderson.
Boy, right after he threw that,
Yeah,
was able to throw it and reach right for his left hip,
yeah.
which might have been where he took the shot the play before.
Mm-hmm. So they continue to tend to him. 2nd and 20, the situation when play resumes. Kelvin Hopkins Jr. out there, and
You know, this is one of the concerns when you run this offense is just how often your quarterbacks get banged up.
yeah, they're helping
Hard
him
to
up.
stay healthy.
Yeah, it is. And let's take a look back at the play before that one where he took the shots.
Remember, after this, he reached for his left hip. So
Yes.
see, oh, I don't see anything there with the left hip.
So he's coming out of the game, and Jamel Jones is coming in. The freshman out of the Colony, Texas. Mentioned his particulars and what he did a few weeks ago against UMass in a game Army won handily. But now they're down by 2 scores. Less than 3 minutes to go, and Anderson likely headed into that tent. Indeed he is. Second and 20 for Army. Hawaii trying to close this out on their senior night. Jones to the 20-yard line, the 21 they'll give him. Gain of 4. Quickly to the line, go Army. Jones to Roberts. Roberts with the catch. There is a penalty flag. Back 2 of them down, back where Jones was.
Take a look at the tail end of this play. Yeah, that's a late hit there.
Yep.
By 92.
Personal
Matthews.
foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 92, lay hit to the quarterback, 15-yard penalty and an automatic. First down.
Boy, that is
complete...
a really, really poor decision by DeJuan Matthews.
15-yard penalty will be enforced in the end of the play. First down.
I mean, you're about to close this game out.
Yep.
It's 3rd and forever for Army. Just not a smart decision. He's a junior college transfer from Blinn College, Houston, Texas. He's as athletic as anybody they have on the D-line. You just got to make better choices.
Yep, played in every game for him this year. Jones under pressure, gets away, got a block, still on his feet. Stumbles, get over the 45-yard line where he was tripped up there. And Army will quickly get on the ball.
14 yards, first and 10, Army.
Pick up a 14. Jones back to the air. Catch made. Roberts gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:58 to play now.
Well, Jones has a nice arm and he can run. I mean, we're seeing some physical tools, that's for sure.
So you're going to lose next year. Your Army, you lose Hopkins, you lose Anderson, you got Laws and Jones in the mix now. Jones wants to go down the middle. Hancock's out there, and he's got it. Malik Hancock scored his first career touchdown earlier in the second half. Brent Davis goes back to him again.
What a throw by Jones.
Beautiful.
Nice pass protection, pumps it.
Yeah.
I mean, he put that right in. Hancock had to contort his body with the hand catch.
32-yard pickup, intercepted in the end zone. This one, it's going to go the distance. Ferris is going to take it back to seal the game for the pick 6. That is now the 4th pick 6 of the season for Hawaii's defense. And Rojesterman Ferris will seal this one up.
Well, that's a learning opportunity for Jamel Jones, and taking advantage of an opportunity for Rojesterman Ferris II.
Yep.
He kind of baited the young quarterback into that one and jumped that route and took it a hundo the other way.
His first interception of the season.
On senior night.
On senior night. How fitting is that for him? Takes it back, and there he is, a product of Coral Springs, Florida. That is the first ever 100-yard interception return in Hawaii history.
Bottom of your screen right here. Take a look at Rojesterman Ferris II.
Great name.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what was going on there. Jones and Roberts were not on the same page, and nobody was catching Rojesterman.
Off to the races.
He's named after 4 guys.
He is.
It's a great story.
Huh. Great for him on senior night here. Hawaii does it after their games. Most teams do it pre-game. Personally, I'm a fan of doing it after the game because you can just focus on the game. And they'll have a good celebration here tonight.
You made one fatal error there.
Who's that?
You got to keep that ball, dude. I know this isn't the NFL. He probably doesn't have the $50 or whatever it costs. I don't care, man.
Right.
You get a 100-yard pick six in your last game ever here at Aloha Stadium.
Yep.
You keep that football.
Yep.
Hopefully he gets it back because that was awesome.
That was good for him. Good for the Hawaii seniors. Put up 52 here tonight. 94 seconds to go. Anderson there. He's out of the tent. And Army will get the football back here as Walters in the end zone. Wobbles it. Now he's going to bring it out. And he's going to get smoked shy of the 10. You can hear that all the way up here. What a shot. Emerson on the hit.
Yeah, that almost makes me queasy. You know, this stage of the game, game's over. Questionable decision to bring it out. Now watch, right? Oh, man. The last thing you want at this point in the game is anybody getting hurt.
Right.
Either team.
Right. 100%.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. Number 15 was not within the 5-yard limit. 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
So word from Alvarez. So Army's going to see its chances of going to a 4th consecutive bowl slip away here tonight. They're going to lose this one. The only question now is the final outcome of it. 52-31 score with 1:29 to go. Nick Rolovich, 9 wins. What his team's looking at.
First 9-win season since 2010.
Yeah.
Very impressive. He's got this program trending in the right direction.
Certainly does. A good season year 1, he told us. In year 2, they took a step back, kind of like Jeff Monken did in his 2nd year at Army. And then things have been good the last couple of years for the Rainbow Warriors. So Walters back there again, standing at the goal line. They'll kick from the 30 here, Will Meskel. From the 5. Walters still on his feet. And he's dropped at the 39. They're going to give him the 40-yard line with 80 seconds to play, and Army's offense will come back onto the field.
Stop me if you heard this one before, Ben, but Walters is a sophomore.
I've heard that.
There are a lot of sophomores
Yep.
for this Army football team that you're going to hear a lot about the next couple years.
So the yards in the game, dead even at this point. Each team with 492 yards of offense.
Wow.
Jamel Jones out of the shotgun. Decides to tuck it and run, and got a yard. Army will be out of here in about 2 hours once this game's over and fly back to West Point. Hawaii will be celebrating their senior night, and a huge win for them. So these two teams had a 1-for-1 last year. Army winning at West Point. Choi on the tackle there, and Hawaii is going to win here tonight on the island of Oahu.
Give a lot of credit to Hawaii for how they played this game. I wasn't really sure after winning the Mountain West last week and having to play Boise in the conference championship game. I wasn't sure how they play it. You might not want to risk guys getting injured or whatever. They played everybody.
Yep, they played to win, and they're going to win in big fashion. 52-31. Clock under 20, down to 15. And it's going to be stopped now.
for an injury to a defensive player.
Yep, injured Hawaii player down on his back there. With just 14 seconds remaining in the game.
I mentioned this a little earlier. This is what I really don't like seeing.
Yeah, it's Andrew Choi.
At any point, but especially, you know, when it's late in the game. Game's been decided.
So he walks off. His brother was a big part of their team. Graduated last year. Zeno was the only senior on the defensive line last year. It's Nick Rolovich, the headset off. This one 14 seconds away from being a final. A big win for his program. Big win for the seniors.
Because the clock was running, there was a 10-second runoff for the injured player on the defense. Army has elected to have the runoff enforced. Please reset the game clock to 4 seconds, and the clock will start on my signal.
Yep.
I like that decision.
Yeah,
by
me
Jeff
too.
Monken.
Yep.
Because he wants this play to be the last play.
Yep.
Last thing they
100%.
need is to get anybody else hurt.
Yep. Kelvin Hopkins started the game at quarterback, didn't finish. Christian Anderson came in. He was knocked from the game, already without Jabari
Army has called
Laws.
their second time out of the half.
And now Jamel Jones has been in here for the later stages of quarter number 4.
Now I'm a little surprised that Army would call a timeout here. You don't take the runoff, or you allow the runoff. I'm not sure why they would call a timeout here unless Monken wants to use this opportunity to send a message to his guys.
Yeah.
Some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Look at all the Sharks jerseys.
Big contingent. He had a big game, 2 touchdowns. And Nick Rolovich and his guys will move to 9-4. They'll take on Boise State next week in Boise. Hawaii 14-0 under Rolovich when scoring 40 or more. 5-0 this season. And Jamel Jones takes another shot. Choi comes in, drops him. I don't see the sense in that. I would have just ended the game personally. And now the game is over. 52-31. Hawaii wins it to improve to 9-4. Army drops to 5-7. They will not go to a bowl game this year as they lose here at Aloha Stadium.
Well, it was a valiant effort by Army, as so many of them have been this year. But unlike previous years, the last couple at least, they've come up short. In a lot of these close games, they've come up short in the turnover battle.
Yep, they have indeed. And Rolovich and his guys, they'll have their senior night. Cole McDonald, not quite yet there. He's a junior, got another year left.
Feels like he's been there for 4 years.
Yeah, I'm sure it does for opponents too. He had a big game tonight coming in after Chevin Cordero left the game. Rojesterman Ferris, 100-yard pick 6, first in Hawaii history on senior night for the senior out of Florida. So we're awaiting the playing of the West Point alma mater.
There are members and fans of Army. They serve our men and women around the world. Please give a round of applause for our men and women who participate.
Stadium announcement of applaud the Army players and all those that serve.
Army is the only one that stands with our University of Hawaii team. On the field, they wear different uniforms, different colors, but Army knows that once we're off the field, we are all united as one. Please give your love and support for the Army team this evening.
Classy move. Classy, respectful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the alma mater from the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior Pep Band.
So the Hawaii alma mater there.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And Army's going to head over to their fans in the corner.
University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football team moves to support Army this evening as they greet their fans.
And we'll have the West Point alma mater here coming up.
Good turnout by the Army faithful.
Yeah, there were a lot of fans here. Not so much now. The game got out of hand in terms of the scoring, but it's a good turnout here tonight. Let's watch and listen.
To us be ever near. Help us thy motto bear through all the years. Let duty be well performed. Honor be e'er untarnished. Country be ever armed. West Point by thee.
That'll be the objective in the next mission for Army. Their last game, they'll take on Navy in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even though they don't have a bowl game this year, they absolutely still have a very, very important game.
Yep.
In fact, there is no bigger game in my mind than college football.
So a flight back to West Point for Army as they drop to 5-7. Nick Rolovich and his squad, congrats to them on the win. 9-4, 52-31.
I mean, Hawaii's got a real chance at a 10-win season, maybe even 11-win season.
Yeah, they do.
They win one of their last 2 games. They got a 10-win season.
Yep, they took on Boise State back on October the 12th. Lost that one 59-37.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, Ben, that they're playing 15 games. You know, kind of a little bit of a fluke in the schedule this year. But you know, usually if you're playing 15 games, you're in the college football playoff. Hawaii won't quite get there.
Yeah.
But they get to play for a championship next week, and then they get to play for a bowl game. And Army gets to play for a championship of sorts in a couple weeks.
Yeah, a different kind, no question about it. So that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight, this morning. Whatever you fit in there. Our final score, once again, Hawaii 52, Army 31. For Ross, all of our crew, my name is Ben Holden. It's been a presentation to CBS Sports Network. After these messages, we'll be sent to 4 sides of the story. Hook, Ladder, and Liberty, presented by Izod. Aloha.